This is the Coach Dan Day Show, presented by Dino's Sports Lounge in Greensburg and Latrobe. Here's Dan Flickinger and the head coach of the Seton Hill Griffins, Dan Day.
All right, and we are back here for Griffins Game Day. We are counting you down to football today as the Griffins take on the Griffins. It is the red and gold spring game, and this isn't the Dan and Dan show. That's reserved for the regular season, Coach, but it's close enough.
Yeah, I'll take it.
We're joined by Coach Dan Day here on the pregame, and Coach, wow, it is so good to talk with you. The last time I think we talked on the air was our kickoff show, hoping that you guys would maybe play in the spring, and I know unfortunately that didn't happen.
Yep.
But we are looking forward to not only today, but of course the regular season, which will be here before you know it.
Yes, sir. Yep.
But the spring game, how excited is everybody?
Players and the coaches on the other teams, energy's through the roof, right? Like me, I'm just hoping to get through this, to be honest, as injury and healthy free as possible. So I think I'm a little bit more on the edge of my seat than what the other guys are. But our players have worked really, really hard, to have this opportunity. And I know how important it is for them, and it is it's a spring game. To me, it's a practice. It's just an opportunity to get out and kind of continue to get better. But I know how excited our players are, for the opportunity to be on that field again and to play and, have referees and feel somewhat of a game. The excitement level is pretty high.
Well, I want to ask you about how the game's going to work. But first, Coach, if you could kind of talk about what you guys have done since the beginning of spring ball, when it started, is this how it finishes, and just what the schedule's been like for the football program.
Yeah, this has been a very abnormal spring. So without having the fall season, the time that we spent, on the field in the fall was really, really condensed. That was really our spring schedule. In the fall, no, we weren't playing, so we were able to essentially make the spring our season, right? Mm-hmm. So that allowed us to open up for a little bit more practice time than what you typically get, in a spring game. So we started working back on the field about mid-March, and we took it slow, by design. Again, they hadn't played football in so long, so we did a full week of just positional work. Then we did a full week of just unit work, offense, defense, and then we got into that third week, finally some crossover with this team in practice. And we pushed the guys time-wise, not physically, but we practiced every day for 2 weeks. Not every day. They had Sundays off, but It was like a game week schedule, So we practiced every day for those first 2 weeks, Monday through Saturday, and was able to scrimmage on that Saturday and really, had a lot of practice time to be able to just run some full team plays. Haven't done that, since our last week in 2019. So that was the structure leading up to today. So what was different this week is after we drafted the teams last Saturday, again, because we had the time, our teams have actually been separate all week. So they've practiced. It was great for player development, also some staff development, where we had head coach at each staff. They were responsible for practice plans. I was there for any questions, kind of a consultant role. I joked with them that I'm the GM.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You guys are the
oversee
head coaches, but letting them make their own decisions and kind of what game prep was going to be like for them, what practice, how it ran, and there were some differences on each sides of the ball, but it was just good to see how it all has kind of shaked out to this moment.
That is a really cool dynamic. I do want to ask you about how the teams were picked and how the draft process went, but tell us first how the game today will work.
Yeah, so we, because of our numbers being so strong in the spring, we were able to have two true teams, which is awesome for us, right? The two positions that we're a little lighter at in terms of some injuries that have made the depth chart not quite as deep are DNs and running backs. So today you'll see those guys will be in our home black jerseys, so they'll represent essentially both teams. And then on the home side will be the red team, on the away side will be the gold team, and our white jerseys are away jerseys. But it's going to be a real, game situation without special teams. So each team, other than we're not doing team clock or football clock today, we're just doing drives. So each team will get 8 offensive drives. So essentially, 8 series apiece on offense, 8 series theoretically apiece on defense, and 4 series of offense per team per half. We'll take a break at halftime. I know the dance team is performing today. They're looking forward to having an opportunity too, to be able to go out and perform. So they'll do that at halftime. Then we'll come back and finish up that half. So because of that, 2 true teams scoring will be as normal, for this game. Special teams wise, the punts and kickoffs will be free. Now we'll have our punt team out just to work through some of the fundamentals they would. Kickoff team out again, but no return teams out. Now the returners still have to field the ball. On a punt, wherever they catch it, it's going to be +7 from there. And on a kickoff, wherever they field it, it's +20 because that was our average return in 2019.
So if a team scores a touchdown, where does the other team start their possession?
We'll go kickoff from there, and then wherever.
Just add.
Yep.
Add the yardage.
Add 20 from wherever we catch it.
Okay. And like you said, referees. You have penalties, obviously, will be called, and it'll be very close to a game in terms of that.
And still 3 timeouts for operation purposes and strategy purposes, not necessarily game clock.
Will you be joining the dance team at halftime? You've slimmed down a little bit, Coach.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you for noticing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So no, it doesn't really matter how slim I ever get. I can't alter my dancing skills.
Talk a little bit about, Coach, how the teams were picked. I saw a couple of videos. It was really cool. I know your coaches were together. They were calling guys almost as if it was the NFL draft, and I'm sure that made the experience really fun for everybody.
Yeah. We I let them know the staffs a week before, so they had a little time to kind of determine, some of their drafting strategies and who was going to pick first, who was picking second, all those things. So once the staff was split up, we got done with our last kind of inter squad, just our regular scrimmage was that Saturday of last week. And then we came up to the office. They separated to their rooms because even this week, Dan, it wasn't just, we usually have an offensive staff room, defensive staff room. This week, those were the team rooms.
Sure. Yeah.
So they even moved desks, for all that. But yeah, they were each in their own rooms. We had a little draft day spread there of some pizza and wings from Dino's, and the red team, if you saw it on Twitter, they pulled out suits for the day. So
I did see that.
I didn't know that was coming either. But they come off the elevator and they're in their full suits for draft day. They enjoyed it. The coaches enjoyed it too. And so when the guys were picked, when we went through the roster, and before we did it on basically a Google Sheets form, and then we invited all the players to it. So we didn't live stream it, but they could watch as guys were coming off of the board, and who was picked, what team they were going to. So there were watch parties, as we were calling guys, as the coaches were calling guys to say you were on this team or that team, and so we found out they were kind of having watch parties.
Yeah, too. A little trash talk probably going on. You went off the board before me, or I went off the board before you. That kind of stuff going on. So,
and one of the funniest moments was one of the corners picked was DeLacy Bass, and really good player, but DeLacy doesn't talk a whole lot. If you ever get a chance to interview him, I don't know. I would suggest to, because he's stone-faced and doesn't talk a whole lot.
Just takes care of business. Yeah.
So when the red team called him, those are the ones that drafted him, and he gets on, and again, just so out of character, but it shows that they had fun with it. He gets on, and I just want to thank the organization for this opportunity, and he went into this.
I want to thank God.
For him that was so out of character, but it just kind of showed, they were having fun with it and they enjoyed it.
Yeah, and that brings that character out, I'm sure, of a lot of the players that may be hidden deep down. So I'm sure that's fun for you too. So what specifically are you looking for in this game, Coach? I know you kind of not joked around about no injuries. We certainly, knocking on wood, that there are none today. But kind of what has you most excited for this game as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of just being able to get the players out now. We've had Saturday scrimmages, but just playing football again and seeing some of the, we've essentially had 2 freshman classes now that we haven't seen, in that spring atmosphere and that live atmosphere. And some of our freshmen played in 2019, obviously, but a limited number, especially on the defensive side of the ball, and then a whole class that we haven't seen in action. So being able to see those guys live in a game day, moment, a game day atmosphere, our practice habits have been really good. So I'm not, in terms of how we're going to play, the effort level that these guys will put on the field. That used to be something I wanted to see when we first took over the program. I wanted to see that progress and change. To be honest, Dan, we've gotten to the point where whistle to whistle, I don't worry about our effort. In fact, I worry sometimes that we play so hard, against each other that, again, that's a good problem to have. But I will tell you as the head coach, one of the other things I'm really excited to see is our staff development. We're going to have guys calling today that haven't called plays in a game situation, and it's great for them, right? It's awesome professional development for them as well, to just see what that interaction's like, and be able to help coach through those moments and continue. As much as we want to see, player development, I hope that the staff is doing that each and every day as well, so seeing kind of that big picture and how we've progressed as an overall program will be great.
And I guess this is considered your third season, I suppose. I guess we skipped one.
Yeah.
But your coaching staff returns. It's intact. How much of a benefit is that to you guys?
It's amazing. I mean, just to see, the like-mindedness on our staff in terms of our culture. This is the first time. We're probably like 20 minutes in, I haven't said culture. So that's got to be a record.
It is.
But just seeing, the belief in what we're building as a program, not just football, but just what we want to be as a football program and what we want to be as Seton Griffins, and representing our university. I think it's a big reason why you're seeing everybody that's here. They believe in what we're doing on and off the field, and that retention's been great. But that for me as a head coach has been tremendous, to have that continuity, that retention, guys that know what we're thinking before we even have to step on the practice field. And so we've been able to grow exponentially because of that.
Now, we talked with a number of the spring coaches about what they had to do to battle COVID and wear masks and social distance and everything, and hopefully we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel on that. But to be frank, those coaches don't have 95 players on their roster, so I'm sure it made it even more challenging for you guys to be able to do what you needed to do throughout the spring, and really, even before the spring, the off season, and make sure everyone stays healthy. What kind of challenges? What kind of challenges were you guys up against?
I'll tell you what. I'll give hats off first and foremost to Coach Figner, our strength and conditioning coach, because we take a roster of 95 and we've got to fit into a weight room that for the majority of the spring was 15, right? So I adjusted schedule to try to allow him a little bit more. We're football coaches, and I know any of our guys would do whatever's asked of them. But my goodness, if he was at everything we were doing on top of strength and conditioning, he's putting in 12-hour days every single day. So, I mean, there were a lot of stretches where Coach Figner was down in the weight room 8 to 10 hours straight.
To make sure he gets everybody in.
Get everybody in, right? And to be able to roll them through the weight room and get that development, and he does an amazing job in there. But that was some of the biggest challenges for us is how do we work all of these guys out in a practice setting, in a weight room setting, team meeting. Like that was, you don't realize how much you miss team meetings, just looking your players in the eyes, not on a computer, on a Zoom, but just looking at them in the eyes. We don't have team meetings right now. We have separate meetings. It might be full offensive unit, full defensive unit, but we're still in two separate rooms, So you just don't account for some of those challenges, and being able to still always have that personal connection. The best part we have, and again, thank you to President Finger and Chris Snyder for being able to lay out the plan for us to get to this point. Having practice was, our guys just loved the ability just to practice, and to be able to get out on the field together, and that was the time I could talk to the full team again finally on the practice field, and just being able to have that time to get better has been tremendous. But the biggest challenge was scheduling 95 players for development week in and week out.
Yeah, I'm sure that had to be certainly a headache, and like I said, hopefully we're almost towards the end of this. We certainly hope so. So you had a season off, and I know that was probably crushing to you and all the players, but was there any silver lining there, Coach, that allowed you to maybe do some things? Again, I know it was difficult for weight training and that type of thing, but being a first-year head coach, at least at that point, now entering your third year, I mean, was there any silver lining to that happening?
Yeah,
any positive?
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
I've talked to a lot of coaches around the country. We've had these discussions, and for us as a program, obviously you saw year one, and for me, year one was just about laying that foundation and making sure we were headed the right way within our culture. And I think we accomplished a lot of those things year one in terms of a program, but we were so far behind in terms of our physical development. As you saw, we played 4 true freshmen on the offensive line at times, and 8 freshmen, or 7 freshmen started throughout the year on offense. Those guys were just young, I mean, they were pups playing in arguably the hardest Division II conference in America. So for us as a program, not to say that I would have ever wanted this situation, but for us to then take the step back and just physically develop for an entire year, weight room for that fall, and then weight room again, this spring before we hit spring ball, that has been tremendous. Our growth in the weight room, our offensive line numbers now, I mean, I'm not worried about their strength anymore. Like anybody we play in this conference, I'm not worried about how are we going to stack up physically. You know what I mean? So that part has been great to be able to work on that, hone in on that. I know offensively and defensively being able to be, we've installed a lot of volume because we've had the time to do so. So we've been able to almost, that year, your first year was just, again, foundation program-wise, but even so offensively and defensively, now we've really been able to build on that and to be able to be that much more intricate in what we're running.
And the players have to buy into that. Has that happened for the most part?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the retention, to me, that's what speaks to that. Where we're at right now to be able to come into a spring ball and have, to be able to draft 2 true teams, 2 offensive lines. We have 11 healthy guys right now going through practice, so we'll have 2 true offensive lines that'll be out there. And it'll be a mixture, right? Like it won't be one line, our starting, what would be our starting line, but there'll be a mixture of those guys working together. But to be able to be at that point, spring ball year one, Dan, we had 3 offensive linemen, right? Everything we did was half line because we didn't
a little different. Yeah.
So to be at that point with the numbers, that's been awesome.
Well, we have so many things that really we could get into, but I think we want to save some of this stuff for like the regular season.
Yeah.
But let's talk. You guys are going to open the regular season against Wheeling.
Yep.
Now, you were supposed to do that before, of course, COVID canceled the fall. How exciting is that? Because you're going to play under the lights at Offutt Field, a place where you played when you were at Seton Hill, and it's has a nice special feeling to play under the lights to start out the season, doesn't it? On a Thursday, right?
Thursday night. I love Thursday night openers. Yeah. I know a lot of our players just enjoy the atmosphere of a night game. So that's something that we talk about almost every practice. Yes, we're practicing in the spring, but right now it's just about September 2nd, right? And we're here to just get better day by day to be ready for that moment. Not even necessarily spring game. It's September 2nd. What we want to be able to go out and execute our plays the way we need to, be disciplined, and get ready for that moment. And so I bring that up because that resonates with our team. They understand that because they are so excited, for that moment.
Coach, I want to add this: is there any areas with this team right now that has you particularly excited?
Our defense is playing really, really well.
Yeah.
And not to say that our offense isn't. But the progression, we kind of knew this was going to happen because we had 8 sophomores starting in 2019.
Right, a lot of veterans, yeah.
So now those guys are, 2 years removed, and they're playing really, really good football on that side of the ball. And being a year removed from, year one with this defense, it just kind of being new. Coach May was deliberately we didn't run, we weren't as intricate as what we're able to be now because they understand what the defense is, and so being able to expand on that, playing against it every day, coaching, offensive lines and tight ends and seeing it from that perspective, the growth in what they're doing in the box right now has been insane. I think our defensive front is going to be really, really good.
Chasing some quarterbacks, I think,
yes.
This fall. That'll be a lot of fun. Coach, it was great to talk with you. Man, it's been a long time since the Griffins were at Offutt Field, but they are going to hit the field here in just a little while. And, some exciting wins in 2019. You look at that win over Mercyhurst on the road and then the thriller against Gannon here at home, in which you guys got a safety and then scored the winning touchdown. Man, was that a lot of fun. I know you're looking for more wins this fall, and really looking forward to seeing the Griffs on the field.
Absolutely. Thanks, Dan. Yep, first year was about foundation, and now it's ready to take that next step, and we're ready to do so.
Coach, can't wait to talk with you all year this year, even though we still have a couple months to go, but let's enjoy this game and go have some fun out there and watch your guys produce, huh?
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
You.
Appreciate
have a
it.
great day.
That is Coach Dan Day, and we will return as we will have kickoff coming up in just a little while here for the Red and Gold Spring Game, Seton Hill University football and Griffins game day.
Our facilities, how the fields have grown up and that whole complex down the hill, our weight room now, how that has been, remodeled and changed and overhauled.
Our baseball field is, in my opinion, one of the best in the nation, Division II wise. And just having Sullivan Gym open for us all the time with the nets in there whenever we wanted to get work in, which is possibly why I got to where I am, because all the extra work that I did put in.
I think our facilities are one of the best across the P-Stacks, and that's definitely a huge recruiting tool as we are able to draw the athletes for the academics in addition to the great things they can get on the athletic side of it.
I don't think I would be able to thrive in a big school. I think I like that the professors know my name. I like that when I'm walking down the hall, I can say hi to someone and I actually know them.
The Westmoreland Sports Network is available on social media. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and like our page on Facebook for the latest Westmoreland County sports news, WSN broadcast links, scores, game stories, videos, pictures, and much, much more. Also be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for archived interviews and broadcast highlights. The Westmoreland Sports Network is available whenever and however you want it.
When choosing a college, I wanted a school that moved me forward. At Seton Hill University, I'm a part of a welcoming community that celebrates a long history of preparing students to transform the world. With small class sizes, an award-winning career center, and easy access to scholarships and aid, Seton Hill gives me the confidence, skills, and opportunities to take my future into my own hands. Are you ready to move forward?
Does your oil and gas project require additional field service and engineering support? At 4-3 Energy, we have the experience you require. 4-3 Energy provides expertise in all aspects of gas measurement operations. We offer our customers on-site gas metering solutions, control valve service, meter station tube cleanings, and orifice meter rebuilds. The official service provider of Applied Pipeline. 4-3 Energy, the future of energy service has arrived. Visit 43energy.com.
You are looking live at Offutt Field in Greensburg on the Westmoreland Sports Network as we welcome you live to Offutt for the Seton Hill University football spring game, the red versus gold game, as we'll have football coming up in just a matter of moments. I'm Dan Flickinger, being joined alongside Roger Downs. You heard from head coach Dan Day. And Roger, even though this isn't a regular season game, we are still 118 days away from that. But this is a great tune-up. This is the first time these guys get to play on their home field for a long, long time.
That's correct, Dan, and it's just a great opportunity, and what a beautiful evening it is here in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. the red gold game of the Griffins. I know everyone on the Hill is excited about this game going to happen. I know the players who lost the season are excited about being able to play once again, as are the fans, the alumni, and the student body of Seton Hill University. And we thank you all for tuning into tonight's game.
Well, let's jump right into it. If you missed any of our coaches' interview, we talked with Coach Day about just how everything's going to work in the spring game. So the game will consist of two teams, red versus gold. You'll also see some players in black jerseys, and the reason for that is those players wearing black will play on both teams, and a lot of running backs and defensive ends. As a matter of fact, Coach Day said every running back and every defensive end will kind of play for both teams. The assistant coaches, his assistants, will serve as the head coaches and the coaching staffs for each team. Special teams will be limited, so kickoffs will be advanced 20 yards from the spot. Punts will also be advanced as well. Each offense will receive 8 drives, 4 per half, and we mentioned about special teams being limited here for this spring game. So the one thing, Roger, certainly you want to look for from your team is development, right? You want to see where this team was at the beginning of spring and how they will finish off the spring. And Coach Day, he's not necessarily coaching today. He's overseeing. He said he's a GM today. He's going to allow his assistant coaches to coach. He's very excited to see that because of their development and also the players' development as well. But as a coach, you want to see these guys and see how they progress from the beginning of spring until now.
Absolutely, Dan. You want to see that happen. And it's always interesting. And I think it's a great opportunity for the assistant coaches to deal with their position groups, to deal with their players, and to do what they have to do to make this successful. And this spring game, you talked about development, you talked about getting better, but the most important concept to come out of this spring game is to come out healthy.
Yep, Coach Day said that. He wants to come out healthy. That is very important as well. Now, there are some guys that are missing the spring game, whether it's because of health or because of COVID quarantine, and one of those guys is a pretty big name, Jaquan McGriff, an emerging young running back for Seton Hill, will not play in this game. The last time we saw Jaquan, he was a freshman playing in 2019, and the Griffins running back had 126 yards on 33 carries, and really a lot is being dependent upon him this year. Also, another guy in Logan Weiland will not play tonight. He's actually on the Seton Hill men's lacrosse team, which plays for a GMAC championship tomorrow. In the PSAC, there is no men's lacrosse, so Seton Hill and Mercyhurst have to play in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. Logan Weiland, who was the leading rusher the last time the Griffins were on the field in 2019, also will not play today, again, because he is a member of that men's lacrosse team. There's also another player, I believe Coach Day was saying, that is a member of the track and field team for Seton Hill, so he also will not play today. But you heard Coach Day talk about the retention, and that's something that is very, very important for this growing program, this building program. And he said that the culture is a lot better than when he took over. And Roger, what I mean by retention is you bring a lot of guys back year after year, and now Coach Day getting set to enter his 3rd year. A lot of players are back. The retention is great, and for a growing program, this is what you have to have.
Yeah, they had approximately 17 seniors that were eligible to come back. 12, I believe, have done so. So that's great to have those young men along to not only lead, but to bring that experience to the game day activity, of which is going to happen here at Offutt Field, not only tonight, but I believe the opening game will be against Wheeling College on September 2nd, and we will rapidly get there as well.
Yeah, and that'll be interesting. Again, we're 118 days away from that, and that will be here before you know it, and it's actually on a Thursday night, which is a lot of fun. In case you missed our chat with Coach Day, he said how much he's looking forward to a Thursday night game. He said he loves them. Under the lights here at Offutt Field, that game certainly should be a lot of fun, and I think it's a budding rivalry that could grow, even though it's a non-conference game between Seton Hill and Wheeling. Too young. Well, Seton Hill's not necessarily, it's a young program compared to Slippery Rock IUP and Cal, but Seton Hill, still a young program. Wheeling, a very young program. And I think really when you take a look at both of those programs, Seton Hill and Wheeling, it could be a nice opening game for years to come. And you look geographically too, Roger. Both schools are fairly close to one another. Wheeling, West Virginia, Greensburg, Pennsylvania. So I think that's something that can grow over the years.
And if some of our listeners are unfamiliar with Wheeling College, Dan, Wheeling University, formerly called Wheeling Jesuit. They changed the name. They are rebranding the university. So that's going to take place as well. But tonight, we thank everyone for tuning in on the Westmoreland Sports Network to Seton Hill University Griffin football on a Friday night from Offutt Field.
Want to thank our producer, Kelly Nicely, Marcus Weekland behind the camera here tonight. Marcus said, wait, what month is this? This is May. It's not late August. It's not September. But he's excited to be here, and so are we. So it should be an interesting game between, well, the red and the gold team. How about that? Team Red and Team Gold. Now, Team Red will be in the red jerseys. Team Gold will be in the white jerseys. Hopefully it doesn't confuse anyone too much. This is the first time we have ever broadcast the spring game. So hang with us a little bit.
Yep.
It's a strange thing to kind of get used to, but I will tell you that both of these teams are extremely excited to be playing one another. There was a draft that was held.
And about that draft, Dan,
the
coaches did the draft, and they actually called each person as they were drafted, much like the NFL draft. You see players on the phones. That happened at Seton Hill as well. The coaching staff called and said, hey, Chris Jones, you've been drafted by the gold team. Here we go.
Chris Jones, the top returning quarterback for the Griffins, as we get set for the spring game on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Now, again, kickoffs cannot be advanced, so wherever you pick it up, it's advanced 20 yards, and that's where the offense will start. So Team Gold, we will see Mr. Chris Jones coming out.
Yeah, that kickoff courtesy of number 64, Hunter Miller.
So again, the players with black jerseys will play on both sides. There's a good look at one of the leading returners for the Griffins, Jalen McDuffie. He has just been an absolute monster in his Seton Hill career. Unfortunately, did not get to see him last spring, of course, or last fall, I'm sorry, because COVID wiped out the season. But McDuffie is certainly one of those guys that will be a staple on the Seton Hill defense that has Coach Day very excited. Chris Jones will be the quarterback for the Griffins, and Jones will pitch it out here to the near side. This is Valentino, and he has good running room on first down as he runs it out to the 33-yard line. So a good start for Gold with some nice blocking on the left side.
Yeah, we'll watch the replay. Be a toss left to Mike Valentino. Only back in the backfield. Nice kick out block.
Good start for the Gold team.
Tackled by Nasir Douglas.
Valentino, 82 carries for 286 yards and 2 touchdowns back in 2019. So strange to not have a college football, to have Seton Hill football last fall. They were hoping to play in the spring, but that did not materialize, so instead we have a traditional spring season. This time Chris Jones is going to go by himself, and we have whistles. We'll check out what the flag is here, if there is a flag. I guess it's a delay of game called against the Gold team.
Well, you're going to have that, Dan, in the springtime. But right now, the clocks are operating. 25 seconds on the clock. Clocks are winding down in each end zone. One of the first things a quarterback has to do when he gets to the football field, locate the play clock.
2nd down and 12 for Chris Jones and the Gold offense here. First drive of the game in the spring game. Jones takes the snap. He's back. He steps up in the pocket, going to run away from pressure. Jones crosses the 30, 35, slides down at the 40-yard line, just in front of Alex Wade, the 6-foot senior. Now, I was talking with Dan Day before the game, Roger. Actually, you and I both were, and he said You are allowed to hit the quarterbacks, but just wrap up. You're not allowed to actually tackle them, and
Yes.
that makes a lot of sense. You certainly don't want to get any of your quarterbacks injured in this game.
No, you do not, and that's a nice job by Chris Jones, sliding safely to the 39-yard line.
Seton Hill Athletic Director Chris Snyder joining us in the booth, former Griffins head coach. And, of course, he coached Dan Day when he was a player here at Seton Hill on the first ever team at Seton Hill University. Good defense this time by Team Red as Valentino has nowhere to go over that right side. It'll be a loss of about 3 yards.
Yeah, nice play by Joshua Darisme.
Darisme, a 6', 270-pound freshman. Now, when we say freshman, he will be a sophomore then in the fall, but he is a freshman right now. It'll be a 2nd down and 14, I believe, 2nd down. Let's see. The official was right in front of the stick. Yes,
it is second
down and 14. Just want to double check on that. Chris Jones will give you his numbers in a moment from 2019 as Jones will look to throw it on 2nd down and long. He drops it out in the flat. Wide open is Valentino, and the Gold team will get a good pickup, and we have a flag down. How about this? Maybe a late hit.
Yeah, I believe it was a late hit out of bounds, Dan.
Officials will sort this out. This is also a good time for the officials, Roger, to get used to football again, right? I mean, I don't know if there are any college officials that also do high school or not, but I don't think so.
There you see the replay of Valentino all alone in the flat. It looked like 41. Let Wade again.
Yep. Alex Wade perhaps with the late hit. So again, there's no play clock, no game clock. That's why you don't see that. Well, there is a play clock. There is no game clock. So you don't see the game clock there on our scoreboard at the bottom of the screen. And now another flag flies. Looks like maybe a false start. Chris Jones thinking that might be the case. Ryan Barabee, the last time the Griffins were on the field, it was mostly Barabee starting. It will be an offsides call instead against Team
Darisme. Number 99, can't miss him there in the middle.
Saw Kurt Atkins zipping across the formation there. So going back to that, Ryan Barabee now a coach. He has since graduated, but it was Barabee getting the majority of the starts in 2019. But Chris Jones played a lot as well, started a few games. Jones was 38 for 90 for 359 yards. Was Chris Jones. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So he did get some playing time in the backfield. Here's a good hole off the left side, picking his way forward and getting a easy first down for Team Gold. Let's see who the ball carrier was coming out of there. Looks like was that Valentino again? Yeah, he's been getting the bulk of the carries right now for Team Gold.
Yeah, stopped by Justice Griffin in the black jersey.
When the sun sets here at Offutt Field, it is very tough to see. So bear with us a little bit. Valentino with a good carry, good blocking up front by the guys along that offensive line. And Dan Day, obviously, he being a former offensive lineman, has a lot of influence on how the offensive line is going to be this year. And he is very excited. He says physically he thinks they can match up against anybody, but they have to work on technique and those types of things. There's the first pass completion over the middle, and that will go to Kurt Atkins as he will pull it in. Atkins will pick up about 4 yards, 2nd down and 6 for Team Gold.
We will attempt to identify as many starters as we can and players on the field. However, multiple players in and out of the lineup.
And again, if you're just tuning in, the players in the black jerseys will play both sides. Here's a toss to Valentino, and he will get wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage. Nice play by Josh Cohen from his defensive end spot. He snuffs that out, and that's a big loss for Team Gold. It'll set up a 3rd down and long.
Yeah, indeed. Nice play by Cohen.
Josh Cohen from the backside able to drag down Valentino. There's a good shot of Josh. The players for this spring game are not wearing their actual jersey numbers that are on the website, if you will. They're on the official roster. So we had to be creative and talk with Coach Day about who is who. Here's 3rd down and 13. Jones steps up in the pocket. He's going to run, and Jones going to slide down. You know, when you look at these spring games, Roger, it is a little bit difficult because really the quarterback can run on any play that he wants to, and he's not going to get tackled.
Right.
So, you know, it has to be frustrating sometimes for the defense.
And, yeah, with that being said, Dan, there are times when maybe the quarterback is going to run, but there are times when I would like to say that, you know what, maybe it was pretty good defensive coverage as well, and he was forced to run.
4th down and 7, first drive of the game, and we have whistles as it looks like the Team Red is across the line a little too quickly there. Maybe Cohen came across a little too quick. Let's see. As the sun has kind of gone down here in Greensburg, and it was Cohen who made a really nice play a couple of plays ago.
Encroachment on the defense. That'll cost them 5.
Josh Cohen, freshman, will be a sophomore. We have a field goal attempt, Dan.
All right. So special teams are a bit limited, as you can see. You see Coach Day out there in the white.
It's going to be Luke Hogger.
And Hogger's kick is on the way. It looks pretty good, and it's a good field goal. How about that for Luke Hogger?
From Mount Pleasant, former Viking.
I believe a 37-yard field goal there.
Yeah, very nice.
For Luke Hogger. Yeah, so our graphics are attached to the scoreboard. That was actually Gold's field goal. So we're going to have to adjust some things. They actually had it wrong on the scoreboard there, because the red team is the home team from.
They have it adjusted now, Dan.
Oh, they fixed it?
Yes.
No, it still says home. That should have been away's field goal.
Yeah, right.
Because
Okay,
Gold's away, they're on the far side. I don't know if they care over there. They probably don't. But
well, you know what? I'm sure people don't care, but I would not be a bit surprised that if amongst the coaches there is some sort of wager taking place to determine who wins this game, the red or the gold team.
We're going to make some magic happen with our scoreboard here. There we go. So Gold all of a sudden is the home team now. Go figure. Kick is away by Luke Hogger, and it will be accepted, and they'll advance it 20 yards from that spot. Roger, Luke Hogger, a young player from Mount Pleasant.
Yes.
You know, a guy that has these coaches excited as well. Of course, Hunter Miller is back as well as the punter, and he can also do some kicking, but Luke Hogger already showing off his leg.
Yeah, that's a plus. Anytime you can get into scoring range, and should the offense falter, you definitely want to have a reliable field goal kicker that can come out, get you a sure 3 points. Of course, that all depends on good snap, good hold, good blocking, but Luke Hogger definitely has the leg for some long-distance kicks.
So here we go. First play for Team Red from the line of scrimmage. Doesn't go for a whole lot. Christian Clutter, the running back out of McGuffey.
Yes.
Local player.
Yeah,
doesn't go
good,
very far.
Pretty good high school program.
Jalen McDuffie in on making the tackle there for the Griffins.
Yeah, no surprise saying that name.
Jalen McDuffie, just, again, an absolute monster for Seton Hill, and he's only going to continue to get better, and he did that over the offseason. Here's 2nd down and 9. Here's a pass over the middle. It's incomplete, intended for Uriah Rajkumar. Jake McCormick, the 5'10", 175-pounder, letting that one fly for the Griffins.
Yeah, pretty good pass, right on target. If you're a fan of the red team, I think they wanted a hold on number 7 in white, which was Jaden Mack. No such call materialized.
Third down and 9. McCormick loads up. He's going to toss one over the middle, and the pass is deflected, almost intercepted. For Team Gold, it was the linebacker Lance Edwards getting his paws on it. Nearly came up with a pick, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, we'll watch a good defensive effort here, not by 1 Griffin, but by 2.
There was some pressure as well in there. Oh, that close. Good camera work, Marcus. Good job, Kelly. We're in mid-season form, Roger.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I don't know if anyone would have seen us before the game if they would have thought we were in mid-season
Well, you
form.
know what?
Not me, anyway.
We have to give a huge deal of thanks to Kelly Nicely, who was running around back and forth between your home and the stadium, getting various pieces and parts so that we could indeed produce this contest this evening. Hunter Miller in punt formation.
Low snap to Miller. He gets the punt away with no pressure. Again, limited special teams here as the punt will roll down to the 20 and it will be advanced. Looking at the Griffins' schedule coming up this fall, Seton Hill will play Wheeling again in the first game of the season. 7 o'clock start on September 2nd. And there's actually a few evening games here at Offutt Field this year. They'll actually start the season against Wheeling and then Bloomsburg 8 days later. They'll play on Saturday, September 11th against Bloom here at 6 o'clock. And then Seton Hill will travel to Kutztown on September 18th. And there's no time yet for that game. We'll see when it does start. So the Griffins actually will play 4 of their first 5 games at home. After Kutztown, they'll host Slippery Rock at 6 o'clock on the 25th of September. And then October 2nd, they'll welcome in Edinburgh for a 6 o'clock start. This is the Gold team's second possession as Red goes 3 and out. We have a new quarterback out there. He drops it off in the flat. And coming up the field is Hezekiah Hawkins. He gets a good gain on first down out across the 50-yard line.
Yeah, Hawkins completely wide open. Nice job on the boot. Here we go. Fake to the running back, Jack Shetterly.
That is Kiani Freeman, the new quarterback. So a 3 and out for Team Red. Team Gold trying to move the football once again, as that advancement will go to the 49-yard line of Team Red. Snap is back to the quarterback Freeman, and the handoff and a lot of red shirts around the running back Valentino there. He doesn't go nowhere as he gets tackled at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, real nice play there by pretty much the entire right side of the defense.
That was actually, was that Scheck? Yeah, that was Schechterly that time on the handoff, and you get a good look at Team Red's Shane Noble making the tackle. 2nd down and 11. Hogger, 35-yard field goal on the first drive for Team Gold, as the Gold ahead in the spring game here. First ever time we've broadcast the spring game, the Red Gold game here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Good pass as it's hauled in for a good gain on 2nd down, setting up a 3rd down and manageable for Team Gold. First pass completion for Kiani Freeman.
Yeah, pretty nice drive Freeman is putting together right now.
It'll set up a 3rd down and 4.
We have Mason Hoyt in the offensive line, number 54, and Austin Hoyt on defense, number 55.
3rd down and 4 after the pickup on 2nd down, and Freeman will drop back. Freeman throws over the middle, incomplete. Pass is broken up. Looked like Lance Edwards was in there for Team Red.
Yep.
4th down, and we will have a punt here for Hunter Miller. Hunter the punter, they call him.
Yeah, you know what? It sort of rhymes, and it's sort of a nice thing.
There's a good shot of Hunter. Wearing the black jersey, junior out of New Tripoli, Pennsylvania. Or is it New Tripoli? One of the two, Roger.
I'd say Tripoli.
Okay. Have a Team Red player coming onto the field, John Makel, rushing on. Pretty good crowd on hand here today for the spring game. Ball will bounce on the far side, and it will be kicked by a member of Team Red for some reason. Not sure why that happened.
Yeah,
but
Nario Walks kicking the ball.
So 1 first down for Team Gold, and that's it. They have to punt. Team Red goes on a 3-and-out in their first possession of the spring game. All the action on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Don't forget, for every Seton Hill University football game coming up this fall, we will have Griffin Game Day, which begins 1 hour prior to kickoff. So if the game starts at noon, we're going on at 11 o'clock as we talk with Coach Dan Day. We break down the game, we talk about last week's game, and we also have our Griffin player spotlight as well. So the game does not start at kickoff for us. Tune in for pregame analysis starting 1 hour prior to kick here on the Westmoreland Sports Network, and before that big night game as well. And here's Valentino finding some running room as he will pick up about 8. I think he's a little upset he couldn't break that last tackle.
Yeah, he did a really nice job though, Dan. Tanner Queen from Norwin looks like he was in on the stop.
Good blocking by the guys up front, and indeed, Team Gold's, well, or was that Jacob Delic?
Well, the way their jerseys are rolled up.
There's a long toss down the sideline. That pass incomplete, looking for Taro Gaither. And that'll set up a 3rd down. 2nd down and 1, Roger, you take a shot, right?
Sure, why not? Might get the big play, might get pass interference.
Jake McCormick overshooting Taro Gaither. And that'll set up a 3rd down and 1. Gaither, 25 catches for 288 yards, no touchdowns for Gaither in 2019.
That's indeed 26, Dan, I believe. It is Queen.
Okay, Queen, thank you. 3rd down and 1. They're going to throw it on 3rd down. The pass is deflected, and on the turf it goes. I think it was Jaden Mack, perhaps, that got back there.
I thought Jalen McDuffie had his hands up as well.
May have been. Also fist bumping the guy that we called his name before, Josh Cohen. That was actually Cohen, I think, that got his hands on it.
Could be.
There he is. Josh Cohen's made a couple of plays. And if you go out and you perform in this spring game, it goes a long way towards training camp in the fall, Roger.
Yeah, when they come in with their depth chart on day 1, the coaches will go over the videotape of this game with a fine-tooth comb and decide who's going to win a job and who has the ability to get better and maybe win a job.
Couple of punts now from Team Red as the ball will be caught at the 32-yard line, and they will advance it. That was Kurt Atkins hauling it in for Team Gold.
Yeah, let's see who the quarterback's going to be now for Team Gold.
The last time Seton Hill played, it was against Shepherd. November 16th, 2019, on the road, a 56-24 loss. But we saw back-to-back exciting wins in 2019. The Griffins beat Gannon here at home 25-21. They got a last-second safety and a last-second touchdown. It was an incredible win. Ryan Barabee throwing that touchdown pass into the end zone. Mercyhurst, that 30-20 win on the road, that was an exciting one as well. Pass will come to the near side, and that is incomplete. And that'll set up a 2nd down, and we also have a marker down as Chris Jones is back in at quarterback for the Gold team.
Yeah, that pass was intended for 13, Todd Phillips.
DeLacy Bass on the coverage. I was, we have an illegal hands to the face, I believe, the call on Team Red. I was talking with Coach Day about DeLacy Bass, and he said the last time that he played, he was a young player, obviously, in 2019. He took a few lumps, but now he is a very, very good player, and he's really looking forward to seeing him play defensive back this season.
It looked like that hands to the face was going to be called on Amani Carabello, number 45 on the red roster.
This is the third drive for Team Gold, and it's a first down after that penalty. Coming across the formation is Brian Caldwell, and taking the snap is Chris Jones. He fires, the pass is caught over the middle, and this is Todd Phillips, as Phillips will get a first down over the 40-yard line down to the 35.
Yeah.
Pick up about 11 yards.
Well, once again, with those routes coming across the middle, a lot of misdirection.
Look who's back there again, Cohen. He absolutely manhandled one of the Griffins' offensive linemen there. He went tumbling to the ground, and Cohen again was in the backfield for Team Red.
Well,
he's been a monster on both sides of the ball. He's wearing that black jersey, Roger, so he's been a thorn in the side on both teams.
Well, he's certainly making a case for himself to be a starter in the fall.
First down and 10 from the 34. Jones has time, throws, pass a little bit low but handled. Kurt Atkins hauling it in. One of the other guys that is not playing today, as we have a marker down, is Michael Alardo. He is a difference maker for Seton Hill when he is in there, although he is not playing today. I'm not sure if it's an injury or COVID protocol, but I do know if it is an injury, it is not a serious one. Alardo, 41 catches, 436 yards in 2019.
We're going to have hands to the face yet again, Dan.
Okay.
Let's see if we can maybe find out who the culprit.
I don't know if it was up front or not. Cohen again sneaking through late.
I think the red team has a case for holding, was in the upper right-hand part of our screen on the right offensive tackle.
Nevin Summerfield playing right tackle for Team Gold right now. Noah Smith at tight end to the right. The running back in the backfield is Christian Clutter now. Jones claps a couple of times, takes the snap, handoff goes to Clutter, right side, and a quick tackle on him. Coming through was Nario Walks to drag him down. Nasir Douglas in there too.
Yeah, Nario Walks, nice job reading that play, getting to the gap, making a sure tackle for about a 1 yard gain only.
Again, both red and gold get 4 drives in the first half, and then there will be a short break, and then they will get 4 more drives after halftime. We'll get a performance by the Seton Hill dance team.
Yes.
Second down and 9 after the pickup of 1. Clutter again will be the running back by Chris Jones. Jones takes the snap, looks left, comes right. He's going to be sacked, and look out. That's not what Dan Day wanted to see, but good defense anyway by the Griffins as he took a hard hit. I think Lance Edwards was one of the first ones.
Yeah, we'll see it here again.
To make contact.
And right now, that's got to get a quick whistle from the refs right there.
Oh,
he actually got hit by his own player, Dan.
Okay, Edwards was the first one to hit him.
He was actually hit by Mason Hoyt, number 54.
Okay. So Lance Edwards makes the defensive play, and it's going to bring up a third down and long. The ball will be spotted at about the 19-yard line, so a third down and 17. All the action on the Westmoreland Sports Network. We are the proud broadcast partner of Seton Hill University Athletics. Christian Clutter again in the backfield with the quarterback Chris Jones. And the veteran takes the snap. He looks over the middle and falling down. He may have had a receiver there. That was Hezekiah Hawkins. But unfortunately, he slipped, and it's fourth down.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was breaking open, Dan, coming from right to left on your screen. We're going to have a field goal attempt. Luke Hogger in.
Hit from 35 earlier.
And see if Kelly can get a shot of the defensive line.
35-yard field goal here. Oh, there you go.
Kind of like it. Got to make sure that kick is up. Lot of height right away.
Another 35-yarder attempted for Hogger, and he will split the uprights. How do you like Luke Hogger?
Yeah, 2 for 2. First person to greet Luke Hogger as he came to the sidelines, Jalen McDuffie.
Let's check it out again. Luke Hogger booting this one through above all those defensive linemen there, Roger.
Yeah, they were very, very tall.
Well, Hoggers showing why Seton Hill recruited them early. I will say, though, once the live bullets start flying and there's actual pressure on you, it does make things more difficult. But 2 35-yard field goals, 2 for 2, and really right down the middle, that's certainly a good thing.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, Dan, if you get the snap, the hold, and the blocking, get those 3 phases with good execution, the kick more times than not will be successful.
So we'll see Team Red on for its 3rd possession and 3rd drive of the first half, if you will. Again, as I mentioned earlier, good crowd on hand here tonight watching this one. And Roger, I mean, these parents have not had football, unless they have another kid that plays football, which is possible, but they have not been able to watch their sons play football for a long time, since 2019. So I think they want to get out here and just enjoy some football tonight, whether it's an actual game or kind of a scrimmage.
And for some of these youngsters, the last time their parents saw them play was in high school.
Yeah, that's very true, too. Kickoff will be taken at around the 24-yard line. And again, it will be advanced 20 yards. Shane Noble pulling that one in.
Yeah, Dan, it is, like as I said earlier, it's a really nice evening, and there are a lot of students here at the game as well. They are gearing up for their finals to start in the very near future. But they are here for a Friday night lights, if you will, in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. And Griffins football.
Well, one of the things that Dan Day wanted to do was help bring the football program closer to the Seton Hill community, if you will. You know, get more interest from the students coming out to support the football team. And you know, he has one of those personalities that can certainly do that. Pass will be caught in the near side by John Makel, but he is gang tackled as he is wrapped up by a number of white shirts. It'll set up a 2nd down and long.
Jaden Mack in there.
Makel 13.
As well as Zaire Reed.
Makel 13 catches for 269 yards, 3 touchdowns in 2019. 2nd down and 12. Team Gold defense doing the job right now. Here's a short pop over the middle. It's dropped. Uriah Rajkumar had it and dropped it. One of the veteran wide receivers coming back for Seton Hill, and it's 3rd down. That time McCormick hit him right in the chest, not able to hold on to it, and Tegan Hahn, the Greensburg-Salem Golden Lion himself, in there.
Yeah, very familiar with this field. Nice job by the linebacker, Tegan Hahn. Speaking of Greensburg-Salem Golden Lions, Casey Kavanaugh in attendance today.
Former Golden Lions head coach, now assistant coach.
Former head coach at Hempfield area and in Florida.
McCormick is back in a loft one over the middle, and maybe some miscommunication there. I think he was looking for Rajkumar, even though the closest receiver, I believe, was Noble.
You know what?
Or actually, no, that wasn't Noble. That was Matt Smith was the closest receiver. Either way, an incomplete pass and a 3 and out for Team
You know
Red.
what? If they let that one develop just a second more, Rajkumar was indeed breaking toward the right sideline.
By my count, 3 3-and-outs for Team Red. Not been a whole lot of offense in this game so far. Hunter Miller will punt it away for the Griffs. The ball will bounce at the 25-yard line and roll towards the 20, where it will be downed by Team Gold. Want to congratulate all of the Seton Hill University spring sports teams who are having excellent seasons. Tomorrow, the Seton Hill men's lacrosse team will play Mercyhurst in the GMAC Championship. On Sunday, the Seton Hill women's lacrosse team will play Westchester in the PSAC Women's Lacrosse Championship. The Seton Hill softball team is coming off of a quarterfinal win in a best-of-3 series in the PSAC quarterfinals against Mercyhurst. They will start their semifinal series against Gannon on Sunday, weather permitting. And the Seton Hill baseball team is having an unbelievable season, ranked 7th in the country, and they just beat UPJ today by a score of 17-1 in Game 1, and Game 2 being played right now at the point as we have a timeout called by Team Gold.
Yeah, a lot of confusion on the field, and sometimes you will see that in a spring game. A lot of players, as I mentioned earlier, being shuffled in and out, and they are attempting to get their lineup set. I know I was talking to Coach Day before the game, and he said part of his role this evening is going to enforce unsportsmanlike conduct calls against anybody when they go to an audible should the defense immediately call it or align to take away the play. Granted, these young men have gone against each other in practice for the past week and a half, but today they're going to try to play it as straight up as possible.
Hogger with 2 35-yard field goals. That has been the offense so far. And for Team Gold, it'll be Keani Freeman again taking the snaps. And we already have a marker that flies.
There were 12 men on the field for the white team.
Or the gold team.
Or the
I know
gold
it's confusing,
team.
Yep.
White gold.
I would love to see gold jerseys for football whenever they get new jerseys. I know whether they have new jerseys or not. Yes, Marcus shakes his head yes. He knows.
Hopefully they...
What does Sam Moffa think, Marcus? Let's ask Sam. He's our resident uniform expert.
Yep, but they need to have black numerals, Dan.
Yes, please.
Or bright, bright red.
Yes. So after the penalty, it's first down and 15 now for Team Gold. Working under center. Here's a handoff to the right side, trying to get to the outside for Team Gold is Valentino, and he sprints down the far sideline and has a first down as he crosses the lead stick at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, Valentino does a nice job.
All the way up to the 39.
Staying in bounds.
About an 18, 19-yard rip there for Valentino off the right side. So Team Gold moving the football. Again, no first downs for Team Red today. There's Freeman loading up and firing one, and the receiver fell down.
Yes, he did. 85.
Brian Caldwell. Second time we've seen a receiver for Team Gold fall down. The one time it happened in the end zone.
Well, no strangers to turf are the Griffins. Their practice facility is all turf. It did rain here earlier today, but right now it is just a beautiful, beautiful, cool, crisp evening in Westmoreland County. And we thank you all for tuning in to the Seton Hill University football spring game.
Second down and 10 after the incompletion. Caldwell motions across the formation. The turn, the stretch handoff left, and a huge hole for Valentino. Kind of closed quickly, though, as he runs it out to the 44-yard line for a pickup of 5.
Yeah, Nario walks. Nario walks on the stop.
So a good run for Valentino, picking up 4 or 5 yards. It'll set up a third down for the Gold team. This, again, is their 4th drive of the red-gold game.
Yeah, 53. Sean Barry's doing a real nice job in the offensive line.
Good look at Sean Barry there.
Tyler Bradley in at quarterback, number 18 from Olsh.
That's Freeman. I think you were looking at, you're looking at the red roster there, Roger.
Oh, my.
That's all right. Freeman will load up and fire, and the pass is way high as, again, he was looking for Brian Caldwell, and that'll set up a 4th down and a punting situation.
You're right, Dan. I'm just
Gold.
trying to make sure we get everything right here between red and white gold.
Understood. There's a good look at Freeman. You see Freeman on the roster from the website, Roger. I'd like to be able to tell everybody where some of these guys are from.
Freeman is from Hanover, Maryland.
Thank
went
you.
to Meade High School. I can do that, Dan. When you mention their name,
okay,
I'll call up where they're from and their school.
Yeah, we got to give the folks a shout out. I'm sure there's a lot of parents that could not be here and family members watching from respective hometowns. Now, typically we'd be all over it, but with the rosters the way that they're set up with the practice numbers, it makes it a little more difficult, and for the players that we don't know quite as well. Caraballo coming in late on the field here as Hunter Miller will get the punt away.
That's a good one.
It'll be bobbled by Shane Noble and then advanced. So Team Red looking for a first down here. That is the last drive of the first half for Team Gold there.
Yeah, Shane Noble out of New York, Aquinas Institute. Hunter Miller, as Dan mentioned, out of New Tripoli, Pennsylvania, Northwestern High School. It's going to be Jake McCormick at quarterback. He out of Neshannock, Newcastle, PA, Neshannock High School.
Sorry, Roger. They like his size, 6'6",
230.
Yeah, doesn't have to see over linebackers' hands. Can do it fairly easily as McCormick will unload and fire one to the far side. Pass is caught coming up the field as Rajkumar breaks a couple of tackles, and that'll get the crowd going as he will advance the football up to the 40-yard line, and that is the first down for Team Red.
Yeah, what a nice move by Rajkumar once he made the completion.
25-yard pickup.
Shakes free of Jeff Bear as well as Hayden Gyers.
Again, Rajkumar is a guy that's played for a number of years here at Seton. He only had 4 catches. But if he can do some things like that, he's going to find himself on the field this fall. This is Christian Clutter off the right side for the Griffins, and we have a marker down behind the play as Clutter initially will pick up about 5 yards, but we'll check out the flag.
As Dan mentioned earlier, Christian Clutter out of McGuffey High School.
Also a great wrestler for McGuffey.
Well, I'll tell you what, they have a wonderful athletic program there. Their football and wrestling very, very superior to most.
Obviously, Westmoreland County, we pride ourselves on maybe being the wrestling capital of the world. That's according to our guys that broadcast wrestling. They would say that. So that penalty hurts. A holding penalty makes it 1st down and 20. As Team Red now behind the sticks, Jake McCormick will take the pistol snap. McCormick's going to load up, fire one to the left side, wide open receiver, but he overthrew John Makel. Yeah. Oh, wide open down the far sideline.
He did, and Dan, in fact, if the pass would have been completed, Makel stepped out of bounds. I watched the referee toss his hat. I don't know if we'll see it in the replay, but as they were going back to the huddle, the official was picking it up.
Yep. If you step out of bounds, you cannot be the first player to touch the football when you come back into bounds. Into bounds? Is that a word? I don't know. Come back in bounds. In bounds. There we go. I'm still rusty here. 2nd down and 20. Team Red, 4th drive of the spring game from their own 30-yard line. And McCormick again going to take a shot down the seam, and he drops it in there. Darquay Brown makes the catch down to the 22-yard line. Oh, no, we have a marker down, though. I think this one might be coming back. Looks like a holding penalty, and they make it Clutter there, Roger. Let's take a... Yep, it's a holding penalty against the offense. Well, listen, this isn't a real game. So let's look at this play again because this was a great pass by McCormick.
It was indeed.
I mean, he dropped it right in there to Darquay Brown. Boom. So obviously you don't want to have a holding penalty, but you got to look at the play considering this is a quote-unquote scrimmage, and he made a really nice pass. I think they got Clutter there, the running back that was picking up the blitz.
Right.
And I believe he did hold.
And I'm really surprised that they are permitting blitzing here in the red-gold game.
At least I think, I believe that was a blitzing
I think
linebacker.
it was as well. I was just surprised that they're letting them do that. That's usually when a quarterback might take an unnecessary hit.
Well, it's 2nd down and 30 after a couple of penalties, and boy, negates a huge play from McCormick to Brown. Jake looking to go short. He completes the pass. Well, Team Red, even though there's been some penalties here, they have looked a lot better on this drive in terms of moving the football. If it wasn't for the penalties, Rajkumar hauls that pass in.
Yeah, he's been the favorite target right now.
Pickup of 7, 3rd down and 23 for Team Red. Onto the field, Taro Gaither. Mark Bales out.
Out of Browns Mills, New Jersey, Pemberton High School.
3rd down and 23. Rajkumar motions left. McCormick is back. McCormick, he's going to load up again. He zings one. The pass is intercepted. Picked off by Team Gold's Jacob Delick on the far side. No, instead
that's Tanner Queen.
Tanner Queen. He's fooled me again.
You know what? I don't know if you get a wide shot of the defense. They were in a prevent defense. The secondary, it would have been very difficult to complete a pass. But however, Tanner Queen, local product from Norwin, got a great break on the ball.
Tanner Queen making his presence felt already. Very nice job. Stays in bounds after he makes the interception. And Tanner's brother Corey played at Seton Hill, and he actually, I believe, played with Dan Day. Or either that or Coach Day was a grad assistant. So the first half will come to an end. That's the last possession of the first half.
Yeah,
Not much offense, and really unfortunate that there were a couple of holding penalties for Team Red there.
Yeah, I also like at the start of today's game, Dan, we didn't get it on our broadcast, that Coach Day had all the young men that have committed as freshmen coming in to Seton Hill, those that could make it today, introduced to the crowd. And now the Seton Hill dance team is going to treat us to some of the finer moves.
All right, we'll send it down for this performance by the Seton Hill dance team.
If I was your girlfriend, I'd never let you go. I can take you places you want to come from. Baby, take a chance, so you know that I can know. I got money in my hands, that's really like to flex. Swipe. Tell me what if I don't believe what I'm doing. I don't know about you, but I know about you. So say I love you for 7, 3, 2.
Once again, thank you to the Seton University dance team.
Right. I won't repeat the text that I sent Steve, but it was not.
I'd like to have your attention, folks, with one more announcement will take place prior to the second half of today's regular game. All players are looking forward to the 2021 campaign kicking off this fall. We'll open the season on Thursday, September 2nd, against Wheeling, right here at Hawker Stadium with a 7 p.m. kickoff. So put in your smartphone. 7 p.m. kickoff, Thursday, September 2nd, against Wheeling, right here at Hawker Stadium.
I do too, but it's sitting down the wall. Two pair in my car. I have a pair here, he's got a pair over there.
First captain out is the fifth-year graduate senior, Jake Everton Gaines. Gaines led the PSAC in tackles in 2019 and was the second team all-conference. First winning season since 2008. Our first captain, Jake Everton Gaines. The second selected also had one on the defensive side of the ball. Strong player with notice that the red is great. Nice young man, one on two that they both believe. We have John Redmond, each of the quarter final will be successful in draft and we take that part of our win. The second director will refer to this team captain is junior linebacker, Jaden McDuffie. Congratulations, gentlemen, to all the first-year leadership and to all the guys back to the winning ways in 2021. Bravo, one more hand for Jaden McDuffie and Jaden Everton Gaines.
I saw that, yeah.
250 to 217. Since he came here.
I know.
Hey, man.
All right, alongside Roger Downs, I'm Dan Flickinger. We are back. You got a chance to see the captains, 2 of the 4 captains. That's a tradition that Seton Hill wanted to bring back. I believe when Coach Day was here as a player, that's something that they did. They announced 2 of the 4 captains during the spring game. So congratulations.
Which were voted on by the team.
The team, of course. Congratulations to Jaden Emberton Gaines and Jalen McDuffie, 2 of those stalwarts on the defensive side of the football for the Griffins. And it's kind of borne out what Coach Day said on the pregame show. He said, I'm really excited for our defense this year, and it's only a 6-0 game right now. The offenses need to get on track.
Yeah, a lot of the offense, some misdirection there when the passing routes. And again, not a lot of change-up of things. I'm sure they have witnessed this practice in and practice out. But now we will start with the red team in possession of the football. There you see the spring game rules on your screen.
And here we go. It'll be red team's possession, as Roger said, and Valentino spinning around, trying to break a couple of tackles in there, and he will not pick up a whole lot. Good job there by Tegan Hahn, who was jumping on him, trying to wrestle him to the ground, only a couple of yards.
Yeah, as Dan said, Tegan Hahn is a local product from Greensburg, Salem.
Second down, Valentino still in the backfield. 2nd down and 8 after the pickup of 2. And it will be Jake McCormick, who completed a couple of deep passes on their 4th drive of the first half, but unfortunately were negated by some penalties. There's a nice pass as he fits that one in there on the slant. It'll be close to a first down. It's Mark Bales, the 6'3", 190-pound senior, pulling this one in from McCormick. And Roger, we talked about his height. We can see his strong arm right here.
Yeah, nice job there. Nice hands by Mark Bales from Rahway, New Jersey. Is a transfer, Dan, from the University of Maine.
And they will give him the first down as the football's advanced to the 35-yard line. McCormick remains at quarterback.
That tackle by Isaiah Major Powell.
Here's Valentino sneaking off the right side. Valentino now using some power as he crosses the 40 to the 43, and he's still on his feet, rugby style. And Valentino tries to get the crowd going.
Well, having fun is what it's all about. But you know what? That's a nice, strong run by Valentino.
If you'd like to get in touch with us, our email box is open for you. Top right-hand corner of the screen if you are watching on westmorelandsports.com. We'd love to hear from you. You just click on the email box and tell us where you're watching from here. I'm sure we have a lot of folks tuned in with us as Valentino will get swallowed up in the backfield this time. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide for number 22. And one of the first ones in there for Team Gold was Musa Tama.
Yeah, out of Woodbridge, Virginia.
Tama makes a nice play.
Also, Kevon Bowen out of Our Lady of Good Counsel, Gaithersburg, Maryland, in on the stop.
Yeah, Bowen is one of those names, again, that really has Dan Day excited. Had a really nice season in 2019 along that defensive line for the Griffins. 3rd down and 6, Team Red from its 39-yard line. McCormick looking to his left, pocket breaking down. He's getting spun around. McCormick going to run out of there and deliver a little bit of a stiff arm as he goes hard into the fence on the far side, but Zahir Reed does a nice job of ushering him out of bounds.
Yeah, Josh Goodman with the stop, it looked like. Or, no, Zahir Reed, excuse me, 23 in white.
Fourth down and 2, decision time for Robert Dutton. He is the head coach of the red team. Kevin May is the head coach of the gold team.
If they're going to go for it, Dan, I like this decision.
Yeah, why not? 4th down and 2. McCormick from the shotgun. He will give it to Valentino, and he busts through a hole, and he gets taken down over the 50-yard line, but not before he picks up a first down. Jacob Delick, or I should say Tanner Queen there with the tackle. And we have We have a whistle for something. Valentino able to sneak through a hole off the right side and get a big gain, but we have a flag down.
Sideline warning, Dan.
Okay. So again, it was Tanner Queen making the tackle.
Okay, that's the first sideline warning against the red team. Another sideline warning will result in a penalty.
The coaching staff for Team Red: Robert Dutton, David Castillo, Ross Fiegner, and Ryan Barabee. For Team Gold, Kevin May, Andre London, Terrence Stanton, and Matt Harmon. Of course, that is the coaching staff of Dan Day. So a first down from the 47-yard line. McCormick is going to be swung down. As soon as he got the snap, he had to play with Jalen McDuffie, and you don't want to do that.
Jalen McDuffie, just an excellent, excellent ball player.
Wow, McDuffie slid right by the attempted block of one of the guys up front there.
McDuffie out of Waldorf, Maryland, McDonough High School.
McDuffie in 2019 had 14 tackles for a loss in 10 games, plus 4 sacks, 4 quarterback hurries, 2 forced fumbles, and a blocked kick as well for Jalen McDuffie. Second down and 18 from the 45. Here they come again, and he's wrapped up. This time, it's Tegan Hahn.
Yes, indeed.
McDuffie, I think, was back there as well, but you'll see Hahn get to McCormick first. Nope, that wasn't. That instead was Deontay, or I should say that was, Jaden Mack.
Yeah, they'll each get a share of that sack, I'm sure, Dan. You know what? The opponent that the red team is having the most trouble with this evening is the red team.
That's right.
With some penalties and some missed blocking assignments.
Minus yards. That's something that kills an offense for sure, and there is another whistle and another flag. Now, of course, when you talk about the spring game, it's a learning process here. You certainly don't want to have these flags come out when the Griffins start the regular season against Wheeling, but this is a learning time for the Griffins on both sides, both teams. Not sure what the penalty was there. Maybe illegal formation. Third down and 32. Not many plays in the playbook for this one. It's going to be a draw, and slipping down is Valentino immediately. He will be helped to his feet. And that will bring on the punting unit as Hunter Miller will get set to step out again. So
Josh Castanedas with the tackle.
Penalties, negative yards, just absolutely killing Team Red. The final drive of the first half was negated by the interception from Queen. And there were also a couple of holding penalties on Team Red on that drive.
Castanedas out of DeWitt Clinton High School in the Bronx.
Low snap, Miller will get it away. Again, limited special teams here, and the punt will be hauled in by Kurt Atkins. We mentioned earlier a couple of names not in this game that certainly will play a big role in the Seton Hill offense this year. Jaquan McGriff, he is out in a COVID protocol, quarantined right now. Logan Weiland, another running back for Seton Hill, was on the Seton Hill men's lacrosse team, so he is unavailable to play in this game. And also Michael Alardo, who will have a big role at the receiver spot, not playing today either. So when you take those three big names out of a game like this, Roger, I mean, that certainly doesn't help either offense.
No, it does not, but it gives another young man an opportunity to showcase his skills.
Keani Freeman will run the offense at the quarterback spot for Team Gold as they start from the 36-yard line. And he will send a man out into the flat, and Christian Clutter. There's a jump ball, and it's incomplete. And a marker down.
They're going to call DeLacy Bass with pass interference.
Bass not happy. Let's take another look. Just a jump ball thrown up by Keani Freeman here, as Freeman was getting hit as he got that one away. I don't see anything there, Roger. I really don't. The pass intended for Todd Phillips. Oh, no, you know what? It's on the offense, it looks like.
Oh, maybe so. They are moving the ball back.
I was going to say, I didn't see anything there on
see if
Bass.
Kelly can run that one more time. Thank you.
Is it offensive pass interference? I'm not sure what the call is.
You know what? I think a good no call is in order there.
Unless the call was made somewhere else on the field. I'm not sure. Yeah, but that's true. The flag came at that spot, though. So Dan Day, I think, going over to get an explanation now from the official. In his third season, Coach Day played on the first ever Seton Hill University football team and the only team to make the playoffs back in 2008.
Now we're
moving the ball forward here.
Are they just going to reset it as to where it was?
Maybe.
A little bit of confusion.
I'm not sure. It says second down and 15.
Should be.
All right.
Nonetheless, it's going to be the Gold team's ball.
Freeman from the gun. Takes the shotgun snap, going to load up, fire one high on the far side of the field as he was searching for Atkins. Third down and 15 for Team Gold. In Gold's first 4 possessions of this spring game, 2 35-yard field goals from Hogger. On their second possession, they got 1 first down, had to punt. And in their 4th possession, a number of incomplete passes, not able to move the football very much. There's third down now. Snap taken by Freeman. Bounces out of there. Nothing open downfield, and he's tagged, wrapped up, and a nice play made by Caraballo. It's 4th down.
Nice job by Caraballo not following through on, possibly could have thrown the quarterback to the turf, which would have resulted in another Team Red penalty.
4th down and a bunch. Hunter Miller is going to punt it away here. Hunter getting a lot of practice today.
Indeed.
Another low snap. Miller will get it away, and it will take a bounce and roll by the returner, and wherever he touches it, that's where they'll advance it. So Shane Noble going back to pick it up.
Caraballo out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Susquehanna Township High School.
3 more drives for Team Red. In the first half, they really had a nice drive going, but it was negated by some holding penalties. A deep pass to Brown from McCormick.
Did they change the scoreboard around, Dan?
Yes, they did. They changed it around to what it was supposed to be. Now we have to change again.
Bradley still in at quarterback.
Tell you what, Roger.
Now check that. It is now Jake McCormick on the roll. Pass is incomplete. Number 32, Hayden Gyers on the coverage. Pass was intended for Mackle.
I think we have it mostly figured out now. There we go. McCormick hit as he gets that pass away, and it flutters as he was searching for Ethan Fame, number 86.
Ethan Fame out of Webster, New York, Webster Schroeder High School.
So Gold leads 6-0. Thank you for noticing that, Roger. They did fix it on the scoreboard, and now we have a timeout taken by Team Red. Don't forget, if you would like to watch back to any of this spring game, you can do so on our website, westmorelandsports.com, and check out all of the Griffin football games this fall. again, we will go on the air an hour prior to kickoff for Griffin Game Day as we talk with head coach Dan Day. And we also break down the matchup. We take a look at last week's action, the previous week's opponent for the Griffins. And we also will have a Griffin player spotlight most weeks where we will talk to a Seton Hill player. It's Griffin Game Day an hour prior to kickoff here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Another big thank you going out to Marcus Weekland, Kelly Nicely. They have seen a lot of Seton Hill football over the years, and I know we're all looking forward to this program taking a step this year. And Roger, when we talked with Dan Day, he said, one of the silver linings missing the season was the fact that they had a chance to get into the weight room. And it was a challenge getting into the weight room because of COVID. You can only have so many players in there at a time.
Right.
But he said their strength and conditioning coordinator was there for like 12 hours a day just to make sure all the guys got in there. So kind of a silver lining there. 3rd down and 10 from the 21 for Team Red. McCormick delivers over the middle, finds a wide open receiver. Josh Goodman has a first down as he gets close to the 35-yard line for a pickup of about 14 yards.
Josh Goodman out of Baltimore, Maryland, Bard High School. There you see him.
Yeah, he just snuck out there wide open. Goodman, a sophomore, takes the football up to the 34. So a first down indeed for Team Red, second possession.
Stopped by Cartier Gray.
McCormick going to throw it again. That should be interference. That's a pretty easy call. 2 flags fly in as one of the members of Team Gold hit Ethan Fame before he had a chance to catch the ball.
It was 33, Dan. Gray once again.
So the defensive pass interference call, pretty easy one for the officials. If we can see it, it must be easy.
Yes, indeed. Gray out of Millville, New Jersey.
So that will result in a first down. Should be a first down and 10 here. These sticks, now they're going to move them. There we go.
That's a nice job by the referees, getting everything where it needs to be.
McCormick going to throw it one more time. Steps up in the pocket. He's wrapped up and thrown down by Jalen McDuffie. McDuffie in there causing problems, getting hype for Team Gold. As he throws down McCormick. Loss of 5, second down and 15.
Here's a good shot.
Junior out of Waldorf, Maryland, 6'2", 235 pounds. I'm not sure if he'll be a redshirt junior or a senior in the fall. We'll see. On second down and long, McCormick fires and he has a man! Pulling it in, running down the sideline for Team Red is John Makel. And this time, no flags behind the play. This one will count.
Watch McCormick hang in there, Dan. If we can get a shot of the blitz, number 22, Lusitama, but stayed in there. Nice catch by Makel. Makel attempts to make a move, loses his footing.
I'll tell you, Makel making the nice grab there, and you mentioned, unfortunately, losing his footing. Jake McCormick has really been impressive, I think, in this game. Showcasing the strong arm. There were a couple of plays called back because of penalties that weren't his fault, quite frankly. And blowing up the play in the backfield that time, it was one of the guys in the black jersey, Justice Griffin, on the Griffins, making the tackle there, not allowing the running back to go anywhere.
Justice Griffin out of Rochester, New York.
That was Jack Schechterly with the carry there. He loses 4.
This is the Seton Hill University football spring game on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Team Red with their 6th drive.
Schechterly out of Central Columbia High School, Bloomsburg, PA.
Schechterly in the black jersey to the left of McCormick. He takes the snap. Here comes the pressure. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to run for it. Something that he can do, certainly, with that big frame is break tackles and run if he needs to. As he'll pick up a couple, setting up a 3rd down and still long for Team Red.
Josh Cohen, Dan, again, from that defensive end position, just wreaking havoc with the offensive line of the Red team.
He's certainly been a bright spot. He's been playing for both teams. Number 12, the defensive end. 3rd down and 13. McCormick rolling to his right, being pressured. Looking downfield, McCormick going to take off with it now.
Nice move.
And he dives. Does he get the first down or not? We'll see. Nice job by McCormick slipping out of some tackles.
Let's see where they're going to mark him out of bounds, Dan.
He needed 13 yards, and they are going to mark him out shy of the lead stick. So a 4th down and short, I believe. Yes, 4th down and inches, it looks like, for Team Red. Let's see. Tough for us to see from over here. Boy, it looked like he stayed in bounds there, but apparently not. 4th down and 1 for Team Red. We have not had a touchdown yet. 2 Hogger 35-yard field goals. Schechterly will be the running back, and we have whistles
Red
and
timeout.
a timeout taken by the Red team. That is the 2nd charge timeout for Team Red. So they are going to talk things over.
So far, Team Red has put together a pretty nice drive here in the 2nd half of this spring game.
And Roger, they had a chance to do that a couple of times today, but they've just been burned by the penalties.
Yeah, they had some holding penalties at most inopportune times, and then a few passes just out of the grasp of the Red receivers. Obviously, will be a lot for the coaches to work on between now and when the school ends and when they get back together in the fall. But there's been a lot of good to look at as well. You're never as good as you think you are. You're never as bad as you think you are.
Here we go, 4th down and 1. McCormick going from the shotgun, Schechterly to his right. McCormick gives it to Jack, and Jack tries to go up the middle, trying to force his way for the 1st down. I think he got it. Great effort there by Jack Schechterly. He was doing the grab the grass drills. Take another look back at this play here. Watch him stay on his feet right there. Puts his left hand down and says, I got to get this 1st down. Great effort there by Schechterly, and he gets just enough for the 1st down for Team Red.
Schechterly and Cohen were high school teammates.
Cohen, again, been a thorn in the side of both offenses. Here's Schechterly again with some more physical running as he will lean forward. And will pick up a couple of yards inside the 20 down to around the 18, 17. Let's see where they spot it. The stick's moving now backwards. We'll give them 3, 2nd down and 7.
Hayden Geyers on the stop.
For Team Red, big Christian Robinson in there, 6'5", 300-pound freshman along the offensive line. 2nd down and we'll say a short 7. As McCormick wants to throw it. McCormick looking towards the end zone. It's caught for the touchdown. Ethan Fame, 16-yard touchdown pass.
Nice strong throw. We'll watch the replay here.
Right over the head of, it looked like the linebacker there for team goal. That was Musa Tema. And how about that guy? Very good game so far for Jake McCormick.
Yes, indeed.
McCormick, a redshirt freshman.
As we mentioned, he's a WPIL product out of the Shannock.
Really nice drive put together by Team Red, picking up a first down on 4th down and 1, thanks to the tough running by Schechterly.
Important extra point now.
Yeah, got to take the lead here, don't you?
Looks like 55. The long snapper will be Austin Hoyt. She's going to hold.
Good shot of Austin there, the senior.
Hogger will attempt the extra point.
It looks as though, Roger, as Hogger will boot through the extra point, that Hogger, it looks as though as of now, he will handle the kickoff duties, extra point, field goal duties, and then Hunter Miller will go back to just being a punter. Now, again, he can kick, but if you can get a guy like Hogger, who has impressed so far,
yes,
you can allow Hunter just to focus on punting.
Yes, indeed, and that will help them both out. And I believe that in the incoming class of freshmen, Dan, there is a kicker coming in as well.
Yeah, so that'll breed good competition. That's for sure. Good shot there of Offutt Field here in Greensburg. Greensburg-Salem High School also plays here. We'll see the courthouse in the background. We always have to get a shot of that.
Oh, there's Marcus right on cue.
It.
I'll tell you
right
what.
on it. I'll tell you what.
He's certainly earning his 725 today, I'll tell you.
He's the real MVP.
Yeah, because he's out in the cold as well. He's going to get a shot of the crowd in either direction. I'll tell you what, experience shows. I'll tell you what, Marcus. I'm going to let Kelly Nicely take you out to Burger King when this is over.
Wow, Burger, that might be a little too expensive. I don't know. Maybe
Marcus,
Red Lobster.
Roger
will take you to Red Lobster.
I will. Marcus has an earpiece in as well. So he's hearing everything we are saying.
Yes, he is.
And Kelly's frowning.
He's good, but maybe not that good.
I'd like to thank the Greensburg-Salem School District and Athletic Department, as well as the Seton Hill University Athletic Department and the school itself for letting us continue to be the broadcast partner of Seton Hill University Athletics.
Very proud as well to broadcast high school sports in
That
Westmoreland
kickoff
County.
was fielded by Aaron Putt.
Yeah. Speaking of.
Another Greensburg-Salem product. There he is in your shot, number 10 in white.
Yeah, he had a nice career for Greensburg-Salem. We are also streaming the spring game on our Facebook page and on our Twitter. So if you are watching on either of those forms of social media, we thank you so much for tuning in. Want to say hello to Malik Bales, says, I'm watching from Jersey City. Let's go, Mark. Thank you so much, Malik. Appreciate that. And again,
Mark indeed does have one catch today, Malik.
If you would like to get in touch with us, simply click on the email box and the little envelope there on the top right-hand corner of the screen when we will read your email on the air. If you do not see that, if you are watching on our social media pages, if you'd like to send us an email, info@westmorelandsports.com. Be happy to read your email on the air. I don't know if there was a timeout or that maybe just a little stoppage there, and we'll get back underway. This is the 6th drive for Team Gold. 2 35-yard field goals by Luke Hogger for Team Gold. Let's see if Jones is back in now. He is. He fakes the pitch. He sets up. He's going to sling one here to the near side. It's incomplete. His first option was not open. And by the time he checked down to Hawkins, he was being pressured. No chance to complete that pass.
Yeah, Justice Griffin, nice job there. Also nice coverage in the secondary, taking away the first choice.
Second down and 10. Team Gold from its own 42-yard line. Single back this time for Chris Jones. Jones sends a man in motion, and the handoff goes to that single back. Coming off the left side is Valentino. Valentino spins away from a defender, keeps his legs chugging over the 50-yard line, over the 45-yard line.
There's a flag on the play.
Tough break for Team Gold. Valentino, though, you'd love to see that effort, and I'm sure that makes Dan Day smile, but the flag probably puts the frown right back on his face.
Call was holding.
So it'll set up a second down and long here for the Gold team, which again is wearing white. Not to confuse anybody. I guess the red and white game really wouldn't have the same.
No. But white gold, that's a thing.
On second down and long, stretch handoff, Valentino with some running room as he spins off a tackler and picks up 8 yards up to the 40. So that'll make the third down a little bit more manageable for Team Red.
Yeah, Lance Edwards with the stop.
He lost his shoe. Mike is going to head off to the sideline after putting his shoe back on, but he'll get tagged out anyway by Christian Clutter.
Lance Edwards is a linebacker out of Newcastle, Delaware.
Third down and 12, 7-6 lead for Team Red. Again, this is the 6th possession of the game out of 8 for Team Gold. Jones, long drop. Jones being wrestled, and the sack is called as Austin Hoyt will greet him, the 6-foot senior.
Austin Hoyt is a graduate student from Bishop Ludden High School in Syracuse, New York.
You see,
formerly attended Allegheny.
Lance Edwards was saying goodbye to the offense, the Team Gold offense there. He was waving them to the sideline.
You know what? There's definitely something on the line in this game,
Yes,
Dan.
there is. Of course there is.
So what do you do when you make a sack in the spring game? You become a long snapper.
Yep. Punt will hit at the 32-yard line and roll into the hands of the Team Red returner Shane Noble, 5'10 junior. So Dan Day was supposed to be a GM today. He doesn't look like a GM. He looks like he's coaching his butt off here, doesn't he?
He does indeed.
And listen, when you're the head coach, ultimately all the responsibility at the end of the day falls on your lap.
It certainly does.
And he's so competitive. You know, I had a feeling when he said, I'm just going to kind of oversee. Nah.
Well,
I don't think so.
I think that was his intention this evening.
Now, I'm not saying he's micromanaging or anything, but he is flying all over the place and doing what he thinks is best to help his team.
Yeah, indeed. He's trying to change things here at Seton Hill University, trying to change the culture, trying to create the fan base.
McCormick has taken the majority of the snaps for Team Red. There's a nice little hookup with Mark Bales as he had to catch that pass behind him. It doesn't go for much, but a nice catch it was anyway for number 17.
Yes, indeed.
Say hi to Malik again?
Yeah, we'll send that catch out to Malik Bales.
Yeah. Picks up 2, second down and 8.
A lot of spread formations for the Griffins this year, Dan. Single running back.
That running back, Christian Clutter, wearing the black jersey. McCormick, nothing to the left, comes back to the right. He takes off with it, and McCormick picks up a first down as he runs over the 40 to around the 41-yard line. The initial option for him was not open to the left side. You'll see him just take off. Good job by Jake.
Yeah, stopped by Queen in gray.
Maybe you should have a different.
That's what they said.
He's going to fall for 3 yards, Dan.
Every time. He's 6'6".
Yes, sir.
First down run out to the 42-yard line of about 12 yards. Team Red approaching midfield. Handoff underneath to Clutter, and Clutter will get knocked down quickly. Leading the charge was Jaden Mack for Team Gold.
Jacob Hoyle also in on the stop.
Former Greensburg-Salem Golden Lion, Jake Hoyle, who not only was a good defensive player for Greensburg-Salem, but he played quarterback.
He did. Jacob Hoyle, 6 foot, 205.
Good pipeline between Greensburg-Salem. A lot of good Golden Lions. I remember not long ago, Josh Valatovich playing for Seton Hill. He was a very good player, a safety. So after the no gain, 2nd down and 10 from the 42. McCormick wants to throw it, dances away, but he is in the grasp, and they will blow the play dead. Once again back there was Josh Cohen.
Yes, sir.
Mack. Josh Cohen, haven't called his name real recently, but in the first half, he was really a thorn in the side of, again, both offenses. And again, they're protecting the quarterbacks for obvious reasons. So if you're in the grasp, they're going to blow the whistle.
Indeed they are. And there is just the slightest hint of a little bit of chippiness starting to come out in this game between the red and the gold squads.
Loss of about 6. 3rd down and 16 after the sack. McCormick takes the snap, zings one left side. It's incomplete. Looked like both guys got there at the same time. Pass was intended for Makel as he gets helped up by his teammate, Cartier Gray.
Hopefully it's just a cramp there for John Makel.
Laying back down, Jalen McDuffie trying to stretch him out here. And they will help him back to his feet. You know, obviously good sportsmanship there, even though these guys are trying to win this game against one another. They're teammates at the end of the day.
That is correct.
McDuffie showing his leadership. I do want to give a big thank you out as well to head coach Dan Day for making our job easier. He made sure we had accurate rosters with the numbers, the black jerseys, the guys that were playing both ways, you know, who they were, and he actually came up to us before the game a couple of times with a folder and was going over things with us.
And all the rules that he has implemented for tonight's game.
Yeah, so he really does get it. He just gets it, and I just want to thank him for giving us that extra assistance. Because we don't get it, Roger. I mean, come on, we got to get some help.
We do indeed, and
it's
particularly since we have been in the softball, baseball mode for many weeks now.
Well, heck, I mean, we got to call some high school football in the fall, but that was it. No Seton Hill football for a long time. This is the first game that we've called here since the fall. We did have a couple of Greensburg-Salem football games on our network, but first time we've seen Seton Hill here for a long time.
It's quite refreshing as well.
It is. The quarterback for Team Gold here. Back in there at quarterback is Freeman, and his pass is incomplete on the far side.
Yeah, his pass intended for Clay Metz, local tight end from Hempfield area.
Second down and 10. So 2 more possessions for Team Gold, 1 more for Team Red. Red leading 7-6 thanks to a 16-yard touchdown pass from Jake McCormick to the receiver Fame. 2 tight ends repositioning to the right side, and the stretch handoff will come to the right. The play is blown dead, however, as Schechterly got the call. Player getting up slowly is Justice Griffin, but again, a marker down. We'll check out the flag here.
False start.
That's why the play was blown dead before the handoff even got to Schechterly. Didn't really see much there, but apparently somebody moved early along that offensive line.
Get a chant of defense from the crowd, Dan.
Crowd wants something to cheer about, Roger. We haven't had a whole lot of big plays today.
Well, we've had a couple, been called back by penalty, but getting the defensive chant, that's pretty nice in a spring game.
Second down 15 from the 32. They have third quarter on the scoreboard. This is not really broken down by quarter, second half, really, but that's why it says third on our scoreboard down below. And calling for a flag and getting one was Kurt Atkins.
Yeah, that was an easy call for the officials. We'll see it on the replay.
A couple of pass interference penalties called here, and there was a little bit of contact there. That coming from DeLacy Bass. You'll see that sometimes with Bass. He's a physical defensive back. There's the call from the official.
Yeah, you don't want to take the aggressiveness away from your defensive backs. Every now and then, yes, they're going to commit a penalty, but more times than not, they're going to create a turnover, have an opportunity for an interception, or make a short tackle.
Monte Pratt and Jai McGriff. Wish we were playing. Go Gold. There you go. A couple of Griffs apparently watching the game here because they are in quarantine. That play is blown up in the backfield. Looked like the dam broke there. Caraballo, among others. That play was over before it even started.
Yes, indeed.
I think it was it Valentino or Clutter there? I think it was Mike taking the handoff.
Whoever was gobbled up and swallowed.
Desua, also the sophomore, Dio Desua back there. Second down and 15 for Team Gold.
Desua out of Newark, New Jersey.
Freeman drops it off to Valentino. Valentino lowers his shoulder and a hard crack. One of the players go down. Nice run by Valentino after the catch. So he will pick up about 5 yards. It'll set up a third down and 10 for Team Gold.
Yeah, nice double team on the outside there by the white receivers, or the gold receivers, excuse me.
Watching from Mount Union, PA, let's go number 15, Quentin Posey. That's from Avery. Thank you very much for that email. Oh, we got an email from our guy, Roger, Fardan Allen. I'd love to see him in a Griffins uniform for another year.
Yes.
He was one of the best players in the PSAC in 2019, making plays all over the place as a safety. Here's third down and 10. Pocket breaking down for Freeman. Fires one to the middle. And they say incomplete.
Yes. Nice
effort by Alex Wade, the free safety for Team Red. We saw Wade get some playing time in 2019.
You know what? The gold team very fortunate, throwing late over the middle. Bad things usually happen.
Redshirt junior out of Lancaster, PA, Alex Wade. Fardan says, as an alumni of the football program, it's great to see these young men playing tonight. And Fardan, the last one of the memories I have of you is the interception you made with one hand
in Mercyhurst
against Mercyhurst.
Yes.
He was playing with a broken hand, and he had, I think, 2 interceptions in that game. There's a shot, and a diving catch is made down the seam. What a grab by Kurt Atkins.
Wow. Kurt Atkins out of Wash High, Little Prexy.
Team Gold went for it on fourth down. Freeman with a really nice throw there, too, in between 3 defenders. He put it only where Atkins could make the catch.
Huge play.
So Team Gold not done yet. Again, this is the 7th drive out of 8 Freeman under center. Motioning to the left is Caldwell. Here's a deep handoff. A man falls down in the backfield. Valentino with a head of steam down to the 21.
Valentino, Dan, runs very, very hard.
And they had a man down, or a man in the backfield for Team Red, but Valentino able to run away from him.
He's listed as 5'9", 195. Mike Valentino out of New York.
That'll go for a gain of 5. Second down and 5 for Team Gold. Their deepest penetration here tonight. Freeman from the shotgun. And here's Valentino. Couldn't get started that time, though. Play blown up in the backfield by Joshua Derisme.
That was the same play just to the other side of the field. We have a flag on the play as well, Dan.
Yeah, Derisme blowing that up. Cleaning it up was Desua, but as Roger mentioned, a marker is down. Speaking of Derisme, we want to say hello to Manarson Derisme. Hey, I'm watching from Rahway, New Jersey. Let's go, Josh, number 99 in Team Red. Thank you very much for that. Just Janae Campbell. Way to go, Jacoby Rutland, number 36, Gold Team. Shout out from the Bay, Florida. Love Mama Campbell. Thank you very much. And of course, our guy, TJ, who you will hear on some Seton Hill broadcasts this season. Marcus is pumping his fist. Says, evening, Kelly, Mr. Roger Downs. Come on, you weaklings, and Daniel. Sorry I couldn't be there tonight, but this is what 2 kids will do to you. Yikes. Great to see football back, and during the season, players should be allowed to hold up the pads on field goals. I will buy Come On You Weaklings all the Come On You cardboard pizza he wants. Woo.
And throughout all those emails, and we thank everyone for contacting us. That is a really, really nice thing to do. We had a personal foul against the red team, moving the ball to about the 12-yard line. Now they're going to discuss it again. So all you folks out there that are listening, if you have perhaps a contact list, you know some other folks that may be interested in tonight's Seton Hill University Red Gold game, send them a text, send them an email, send them a Twitter, whatever it happens to be. The more, the merrier. And I'm just so happy that we here at the Westmoreland Sports Network are able to bring you this football spring game, football for the first time in a long time on the Hill.
Very long explanation here from the officials to Dan Day, and Dan having a very spirited discussion with said officials. This is a game, too, where you learn as a coach, you learn as an official. I mean, it's just, it's debating the calls, debating the game of football, and that's what Coach Day is doing right now with the officials, trying to understand something.
Maybe he's trying to get a clarification of some sort, Dan, would be my guess. I think it would be interesting at some point.
There's the call.
Legal procedure. May have been an illegal formation of some sort.
So was there a personal foul penalty?
Yeah, before that there
was. Okay.
But it'd be interesting if we could get Coach Day, and that's up to you and he, to chat.
Mic him up.
Mic him up.
We can do that for a game.
That can be kind of dangerous, however. We all know that.
Well, it won't be live, so we can do some things where we can edit some things. But hopefully someday we will be able to have
Center
that for everybody.
flinched.
So a false start penalty on Team Gold as they go backwards now. It's first down and 20.
We'll watch.
Just a little flinch.
The left guard, excuse me.
Yep. Just a little flinch there.
Nowhere to hide when you're a lineman, Dan. These are large human beings. When they make a mistake, everyone sees it.
All right, so Freeman will operate from the 22-yard line of Team Red. Freeman, handoff coming to Clutter, and Clutter will get hit after he picks up maybe a yard or two to the 20-yard line. It'll be a second down and long as Clutter is helped up by one of the members of Team Gold.
Carabello again coming off. Maybe a bit of a stinger on his right shoulder there.
Yep.
That's the first time I've seen anybody come off the field tonight, Dan, and immediately look for the training staff.
Coach Day still talking to the head official about something.
Here comes
Both are very animated.
Peggy's coming over to check him out.
Second down and 19. Freeman, another handoff. And once again, it's Clutter. Nice cut by Clutter on the stretch handoff as he will get to the 15-yard line for a pickup of about 6. So 2 straight running plays for Team Gold. And that will make it a third down and about 14.
Nasir Douglas on the stop out of Harlem, New York, Cardinal Hayes High School.
Well, I'd have to say this is probably 4-down territory. Hogger's already got his work in. He has booted 2 35-yard field goals. They converted earlier on this drive. Long drive for Team Gold here. Man in motion across the formation comes Atkins, who made that catch on the big play. Trying to hit the hole to the left side, but not much there is the running back Clutter. Or Valentino, I'm sorry. That was Valentino with the carry there. And that'll set up a 4th down. I think a loss maybe of 1 or 2.
Yeah, Lance Edwards again in on the stop. Oh, they're going to kick it, Dan.
Oh, come on. I guess it's 4th and 14. Well, I guess, I don't know, are you playing, what's happening here?
It might be real, or they're going to call it.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Either that or they're going to put some pressure on him.
Oh my goodness, the whole team's out there. Well, at least the whole red team. This is pretty cool.
No pressure.
Where is Luke Hogger at?
He's right by number 28 on our screen.
There
you can barely.
There he is. Here it comes. Kick is away, and it is good. He hit it. The Team Gold's out in the field. They still have, according to my record, they have still have a drive left. Both teams do.
Well, we'll see.
Or is that it?
Of course, Dan Day can call it at any time.
Well,
being
sure,
the
he's the head coach.
coach.
Is that going to do it?
This was great. This is great pressure on Hogger.
The freshman. There you see the defensive lineman getting up.
It was actually tipped, Dan, by one of those pads.
The pads.
Yep. I watched the official in the back. He signaled a tip.
I think that might do it. Yeah. So each team was supposed to have a possession left, but Dan Day says, I've seen enough. We're healthy. We got through it. We did some good things defensively. Offensively, not a whole lot done today, but you had to like the way the red team got that last drive in.
Yes.
And then, of course, Team Gold with also a nice drive, including a big pass play that set up the game-winning field goal. So Gold will win it by the score of 9-7.
Yeah, a lot of things to work on for the coaching staff. That's not surprising. But some good things as well to work on. I thought McCormick threw the ball exceptionally well for the red team. Valentino ran the ball very hard. I thought that Josh Cohen played well from his defensive end position. As did Josh Castanedas.
You mentioned Cohen. He had a really good game.
As well as Carabello on the defensive side of the ball.
I have a couple of more emails to
Sure,
get to
sure.
if you're
Absolutely.
if you're finished.
I am done.
Want to say hello to Ree, says representing my nephew Kyrie Rogers, number 97, drove in 5 hours from Newark, New Jersey. Let's go show up what you got. Thank
All
you,
right.
Ree. Jai McGriff also says September 2nd, it's up. Looking forward to seeing you back out there, Jai.
Yes.
And we have Margreta, Nana, and Papa say go Jalen from Tampa.
All righty.
There you go, Jalen McDuffie.
They got some folks checking in from some probably a little warmer temperatures than what we have here currently.
We want to thank everybody for tuning in, everybody for giving us some shouts on the email. I don't know if we're going to talk to Dan or not after the game. Now you see the officials. This is certainly a good thing. So
this is instructional. That's great. That is very good. They want to make sure that the rules are being applied before they get to the regular season, so they're not caught off guard by something.
And I think it's good to do this after the game too, where you saw some guys getting into penalty issues, both teams getting in penalty issues, and now the officials can really go into a lot of explanation on what guys did, certain ways, and they're the experts. I mean,
yes,
these are the guys making the calls,
and it's always a learning experience. Anytime you step on the field, the court, whatever it happens to be, this is just phenomenal. I'm really enjoying this as they have a review of the rules. It's like a question and answer period, Dan, by a look of things. The referees are moving about the crowd just a little bit. Someone had a question in the back, now someone up front. They're going over some things. This is terrific. This is great to have a learning experience being taught by the officials on the field right now.
Let's take a look at the scores in this game. First, it was Luke Hogger, the first drive of the game for Team Gold. He boots a 35-yard field goal. You'll see it right here, the freshman out of Mount Pleasant High School, and that put Team Gold ahead 3-0. And then the third drive for Team Gold, it was Hogger again after Hawkins slipped in the end zone on what could have been maybe a touchdown pass. Hogger booted another 35-yard field goal, and that made it a 6-0 lead for Team Gold. It was the sixth possession of the game, the sixth drive of the game for Team Red, and they got the touchdown from McCormick to Fame. It was a 16-yard touchdown pass. As Roger mentioned, McCormick was really impressive in his time tonight. You'll see him fit in that touchdown there, and that made it a 7-6 game after the extra point by Hogger. And then this happened, the game-winning field goal with the entire Red team out there, and Hogger from the tunnel boots it through. Again, it was apparently tipped, but that one snuck through the uprights, and Team Gold wins it by, again, a slim score of 9-7. As
the
the officials
period still continues. Now another official's getting into making sure what the perspective is from his position on the field. We can't see what letter is on the back of that individual. But what are the linemen looking for? What are the side judge looking for? What is the field judge, the back judge? That's the head linesman right there.
Monty Pratt emailed back in and said, Gold Squad with a bunch of D's. So he was excited there. Unfortunately, not able to play. And I know how excited both teams are, all the guys that got a chance to play here tonight. And again, Roger, what is extremely important, they got out healthy. And, in the game of football, anything can happen on any play. And as a head coach, you need to be able to evaluate your guys. You need to, breed that competition. So you got to go full a lot. But you also certainly have to try to keep guys healthy, and the Seton Hill training staff is really second to none from Excella Health. They do just a terrific job. And not only, Roger, they do a terrific job, the training staff at Seton Hill, but they care. They care about the kids. They care about the teams. They care about seeing the teams do well, play well, win, and all of those good things. So hats off to the Seton Hill training staff, not only the ones that are here right now, but the ones that take care of all the sports at Seton Hill. They really all do care about the team's well-being.
It takes a huge commitment. People do not understand the amount of time student athletes put in, the training staff puts in, the coaches put in. It is enormous, and we got to keep in mind that these young men on the field here this evening are also students, and they have to make that commitment as well.
One of the other things that Dan Day was really happy about was recently it was the Day of Giving. And that is a fundraiser for all Seton Hill University athletic teams. And the football team finished, I think, the highest, I don't know that it ever has, but the highest in recent memory. And I believe they finished second out of most money raised and third in amount of donors, or maybe it was the other way around. But either way, I'm sure Coach Day didn't tell me this, but I'm sure he would love to thank all of those that donated. As a matter of fact, he did put it on Twitter. So he did say that he wanted to thank all of the, the alumni and supporters of the football program that donated to the program this year. And that really helps for secondary things. You know, the budget only goes so far.
Yep.
But having the donors, you're able to get some additional things and make the experience even better for the kids.
Yeah, and that's just great that I'm sure a lot of those folks that did donate were family members, maybe alumni of Seton Hill University, alumni from this football program that are out there. And that's just great to see. And I believe Dan Day hasn't quite turned the corner yet for the program, but I think he is turning the culture around here at Seton Hill University.
See some familiar faces up here in the press box.
Yes.
Our guy Vic, our guy PJ. We normally see them during football season. PJ does just a tremendous job behind the mic at Penn Trafford High School games.
He does.
And Dan said that, hey, we want to get PJ here because he was here when Seton Hill beat Gannon, and PJ brings the games to life. So
he does.
And he does a great job again at Penn Trafford High School as well. He brought his own. You know how he's big time, Roger? He brought his own spotter with him.
Yep.
For goodness'
he certainly
sake,
did.
So he does a great job. Of course, you do a great job at Hempfield as well. We'll be there before you know it. With the new head coach at Hempfield, Mike Brown.
Mike Brown, new head coach. I've not yet had the opportunity to meet Coach Brown. I'm sure I will at some point. But because I would say that Western Pennsylvania, and I said this yesterday on the softball broadcast, I think in Western PA, wrestling is number 1. I think girls softball is number 2. And then Western PA football definitely ranks up there. We're going to see if we can get Coach Day to get a few words in. He is currently on the field with some of the
son,
folks.
It looks like.
I'm sure he has. I think he has 4 children, Dan.
Yeah, he is. He is a busy man, I'm sure. Very, very busy man.
And he's meeting with some folks right now.
Yeah, so Marcus is going to say, hey, Coach, whenever you get a chance, if you want to come up and talk with us, that'd be great. Just kind of get his thoughts on how this game went and some of the performances that really made him happy. So once he's done talking, so stay tuned. We'll talk with Coach Day and kind of wrap this thing up. There's Marcus.
He's still tuned in with his earpiece hidden by his tassel cap
so
and hair.
We can't talk about him too much, I guess, is what you're saying.
We can.
Yeah, he can't. No, he's shaking his head. We're not allowed. We're not allowed there. So let's see. We do have another email. Rondi Logan. Can't wait for the season to start. Definitely see some improvement. Justice Griffin's mom. There you go.
Very good.
We called his name a lot a couple years ago, and tonight, too, he made some plays. So he is a key cog in that Seton Hill defense, which, again, has this coaching staff very happy, the defense for the Griffins. And really, the reason for that, Roger, I mean, they have a lot of players returning on that side of the ball. When you have a lot of veterans coming back on either side of the ball, obviously that side of the ball is going to do well because they have some advanced players on that side of the ball.
Yes, they do.
So obviously, when you look at the Griffins defensively, they do return a lot. And again, but the offense is coming along, and we'll see how everything kind of translates when they get to the fall and to training camp, and again, that'll be here before we know it.
Yes, indeed.
So this was the spring game. It doesn't feel like spring outside, though, does it?
You know what?
It's
it
pretty
does
chilly.
not. Yeah, it is. And you know what? Marcus was very successful.
He was.
Yes, it looks like he's going to.
He wrestled Dan Day away.
He most
How about
certainly
that?
did.
Dan has a few pounds on Marcus, I think, but he still was able to get him to come up. So we're going to be joined by him momentarily. See what the Griffins head coach has to say about this spring game. Again, if you missed any of it, you can go back and watch it on the archive on Westmoreland Sports Network. It's also being streamed today on our Facebook page. And if you'd like to give us a follow on Facebook, you can do that. Again, Westmoreland Sports Network. You can also like our page on Twitter as well. Give us a follow on Twitter at WestmorelandSN. And we're always tweeting out Seton Hill University sports scores and broadcast information and pictures and all of those fine things. So, again, at WestmorelandSN on Twitter and Westmoreland Sports Network on Facebook. Wow, that was a – let's see if we got it right. There we go. We got it for Coach Day. That was a little bit of a challenge there, Coach, getting the microphone.
But, of course, you got it figured out.
We
man.
did, yeah. That always seems to happen. Nothing's figured out until right before we have to figure it out, right?
That's the pressure's on at that time.
That's usually how it goes. So we're being joined by Coach Dan Day. And, Coach, first of all, I guess I'll let you catch your breath here. That was certainly something. The spring game for your team. That was really cool to see what Luke Hogger did at the end there. You called out all a team red to put a little pressure on him, and he came through with the game-winning field goal. Just
that was Hunter. That was Hunter.
Oh, that was Hunter.
Yeah, that was Hunter on that side.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if you could see from here. The ball actually hit one of the bags, too.
We did see that.
Okay.
We saw that. We didn't see it was Hunter kicking it, though.
There was some suspense there. So
yes,
it was,
there was.
It was good.
So it was Hunter the punter kicking the game-winning field goal. I got to give credit to Hunter then for that. But Luke Hogger booted a couple
Absolutely.
today.
He put the first points on the board.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. So, Coach, just your general thoughts on what was an exciting night of football tonight.
The best part about tonight is we never got to the contingency rosters with injuries.
You know why? I never pulled them out.
Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so you can thank me.
And honestly, I really I love the way you're up here in the box and not right there on the field, but I would hope you can feel the intensity. I mean, the energy and how these guys are playing. And that's what I love compared to when we first came in to now. The difference in our energy. Every single play. Like we don't have to coach effort anymore, and that was the first thing we had to coach when we came in. And so hopefully that aspect you're able to see how much they get out and they play their butts off, and did so tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, not having a season last year, I'm sure plays into that too, right?
Sure.
I mean, these kids are probably chomping at the bit, even though they had to play against each other, but to get in some type of game situation.
Yep, no question. And I think they did a great job. Our team is insanely competitive, and we've really had to start. Dan, we talked a lot earlier, switching that mindset of, I think a lot of our older guys kind of expected failure. We've kind of switched that mindset to where they hate to lose. I mean, in anything we do now, in the way that they compete. So there were times I want to make sure that we're good on both sides of the ball. We're still a team. You know what I mean? We're still a family because they wanted to win.
Yeah,
there was a couple times tonight, Dan. There was just a hint of chippiness starting to take place.
Yep. And part of that, even in a normal spring, you kind of have that. Couple that with the fact that this was our 28th day together, not 15th.
Yeah, well, you see that at every level.
Exactly.
NFL training camps, guys get chippy with each other, but at the end of the day, you're a family.
Exactly right.
What was your message to the team after this game, Coach?
To be honest, I told them how much I love coaching this team, how much I love the guys that we have that are a part of this program. The retention, the buy-in we have to what our culture is. And being able to take, I thought we took some big steps. I think this was so great to see from an offensive defensive perspective with referees not playing, it was sloppy, and it was good. Not good that it was sloppy, but it was good that we got to see this before week one, and had that game, had that opportunity to be able to see the live calls and things that we can coach up with a group of freshmen that have never been on the field. And
right.
Never,
and there was a nice crowd here this evening, I thought.
Yeah.
And a lot of these parents haven't seen their kids play football in over a year. And for some of them, they haven't seen them play since high school.
Yes, sir. Yep. So that part was, I think something that's great for us to see and to be able to grow, move forward to some actual game film, coaching those things up. And we'll do that we'll do a little bit more live referee scrimmages in the fall than we normally would because of that, because of how long it's been.
Speaking of that, Dan, I noticed afterwards there was an instructional period with the referees taking place. I personally liked it.
Yeah.
As far as looked like there were some questions. As far as maybe hand placement on some of the players.
Well, when the scrimmage was going on, I asked Mr. Caruso, the white hat, if he would take some time and just talk to our guys after the game. Again, because it's been so long since we've played live, what did you guys see? As a crew, not just what you called, but what were you seeing consistently and where we're at? So we got some, positive feedback, negative feedback, but all things that we can grow on. And as you said, Roger, some of our guys were even asking, questions on hand placement and, holding on the backside of the play. One of the defensive guys, and I thought it was great that they hear that from a referee, because he said, look, if it's stretched all the way to the field and you get held on the backside of the play, like, we're not going to call that.
Right.
So it's good for them to hear that. Like, there's no reason.
And it's not coming from you.
Stop whining about it. Just play the next play.
Yeah, they're not going to call something like that on the back end for sure. Now, there were some guys. Well, first of all, we had a few emails from some. Fardan Allen emailed in.
So that's awesome.
So Fardan was watching. Jai was watching as well. He was all hashtag Team Gold.
We missed him.
Monty was watching.
Wait. Jai was hashtag Team Gold.
I think he said Team Gold.
Wait. No, we'll leave that there. Let me make sure. I mean, he'd have been in a black jersey, so I'm confused on how that happens.
Hold on. You know what? I don't want to get anybody in trouble here. Monty. Oh, okay.
Demonte Pratt.
It was Pratt.
Yeah.
So Pratt.
He was Team
Gold. So
Gold.
Monty and Jai both emailed. Emailed in, and it was Monty. So I don't want to get anybody in trouble there.
All right, Jai, you're off the hook.
But it was cool hearing from those guys. Those guys were intently watching. So, not seeing Jai out there, certainly we're looking forward to seeing him in the fall. But, Valentino, I thought, ran hard tonight, didn't you?
We challenged Mike, too, at the end of last season. I think, his body style and running style, he can be more physical. I think he tries to be a finesse back, which he has the ability. I mean, he's really smooth too, but my goodness, he's one of our best weight room guys, and that's what we talked to Mike about. Just run with more power in those moments rather than, that little move for the extra yardage. And he's done he hadn't even played all spring. He was coming off of an injury, so he's really only played for about a week and a half. But he looks great in his running style.
Yeah, two guys stood out to me, Dan.
Let me guess. Can I guess one? Number 9?
Well, obviously.
Of course. Yeah, he stands out every game, doesn't he?
3. That makes 3.
Yeah,
but for me, I thought that Jake McCormick did a nice job quarterbacking, moving his team down. A couple unfortunate penalties. But a kid that I thought played well for both teams was Jack Cohen.
Yeah. Josh Cohen.
Josh Cohen, excuse me.
He's been I shouldn't say a surprise, because I don't want to sound negative that we didn't expect it, but my goodness, he has turned it on. I mean, we've got a little Central Columbia, connection with
him and Schechterly.
Schechterly, and then Dylan was announced. He's one of our commitments, and Mason Yordy as well. So we got 4 of those guys in here. But Josh he's been playing his tail off all weekend in a position that all spring, a position we're pretty light. It's really, really nice to know and have faith. He's going to come in and not just fill a gap. He's going to give us some production, Roger. So
he's a player.
I agree. Absolutely.
He's a player.
Yeah, Cohen certainly made his presence felt today. There's no doubt about that. And when you see a guy come out here and actually prove it in a I know it's a scrimmage, but a game situation, does that go a long way in the fall?
100%.
I mean, coming into the fall now?
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of our and the players do this. A lot of our evaluation this is the final eval of the spring, right? Mm-hmm. So we've seen what we could do to this point, but this was game day. Are we going to be disciplined? Are you still going to play within your fundamentals on game day? Are you going to do what is needed of you within the scheme now that it's not just practice, but the lights are on and the pressure's there? So being able to get that evaluation and what we need to do and where these guys are, how much they've progressed, it's tremendous in this setting, no question.
You know what? Another guy, Coach, who stood out to me, and we, of course, we saw him play at Norwin. That was Tanner Queen.
How about that?
Who made some tackles, and, of course, the interception as well, and someone you know very well.
He's way faster than his brother. I don't remember if you remember watching his brother play. He's way faster than his brother.
Listen to that.
No, it's great, seeing him come out. And, again, he's had to step up in free, position that – our guy Fardan Allen, it's hard to fill.
Yeah, every time we talk about Fardan, we think of the game at Mercyhurst.
Absolutely.
He's playing with a broken hand, one-handed, and saved the game, basically.
Absolutely.
That's the interception by Queen right there.
His leadership and everything, Fardan it's so hard to fill those shoes. And, when I was recruiting Tanner, everybody that went into the free safety room, you're seeing film of number 6, right? And it was pretty awesome hearing Tanner say, I want to be that guy. I want to be the next, Fardan Allen here. And he's playing hard. He's doing a good job.
I'm going to send out a shout-out to all the offensive linemen. They did a nice job protecting people fairly well. I was surprised there was blitzing kind of permitted.
Yeah.
In today's game.
We let him play now.
That's
we
great.
let him play.
And like I said, everybody did their jobs. Of course, you're never as good as you think you are, never as bad as you think you are. I thought Ethan Fame showed pretty nice hands there in the end zone. And the young man who's transferring in from Maine.
Yes.
I thought he had a couple real nice catches as well.
I think our receiving core is really, really deep, right?
Yes,
and that's without Alardo today.
That's without number 3, no question.
That was my next point. You are deep with receivers.
Yep, and I think we can get a lot of production. And what I like, Uriah had a really, really nice play on the far side for the red team early. He's another guy that, I just think they all have a lot of different styles and bring, something different to the table. But we were able to get a little bit taller with Mark out there, Ethan. Another guy that's been tremendous through the spring is Todd Phillips. And he's playing really, really well. In fact, if we were starting tomorrow, he's one of our starting receivers as a true freshman. He's playing really, really well.
So the fact that the red team, or the gold team, I should say, wins 9-7. What do they get? Just bragging rights, or do they get?
So you didn't hear any of the yelling about hamburgers or peanut butter and jelly?
We did not. Wait, I thought I heard something about a hamburger, but I'm not. It just made me hungry. Though.
So in life, Dan, there are winners and there are losers.
There are.
Right? You go to a job interview.
It is what it is.
You either win or lose that job interview, right? So tonight, if you won, you got a cheeseburger or grilled chicken sandwich.
Okay.
Fries, potato salad, and a Gatorade.
Okay.
If you lost, you got a bag lunch with a peanut butter and jelly or bologna and cheese.
Oh.
A bag of chips, an apple, and a water.
Oh.
Pays to be a winner.
It
Yes,
does.
it
It
does.
definitely does. There's no doubt about that. That's fun, though. That's fun.
And what about the black jersey guys?
They get
what do they get both?
They get the good meal.
They
already got the good meal.
I was going to say they deserve it for playing both ways,
Yep.
right?
They're
automatically.
We got you guys a good meal too.
Well, I was going to say
we got it down there. We got an extra
We
one.
won.
Yep.
Right? Didn't we win, Roger?
We had numerous emails, and there looks like they're still coming in, Dan.
See,
that's great.
We got another one from Wyatt
Schussler.
Can't wait to get to work next year.
That is awesome.
DE commit.
Yeah, we
Delaware.
He was one of our guys. D-end.
Oh, D-end commit.
Yeah. He was announced. Just why I couldn't make it today, but another guy that we expect in that D-end room. He plays a lot like Josh.
Okay.
Great, super high motor. So another guy we're excited to get in that room.
Well, Coach, I guess we took up a lot of your time here. You were with your son, and now we took you away from everybody. So we do appreciate you stopping up, man.
Not a problem at all.
Always love talking football with you. So what? Just one final thing. What's the schedule like now until everything starts up for you again in training camp?
So we have next week is kind of our closing week with we do exit meetings. So every fall and every spring we sit down. I'll sit down as the head coach with every player on the team. Our coordinators sit down with everybody on their sides of the ball, and every position coach sits down with their positions. I just think it's really, really important that every player leaves campus knowing exactly where you stand, good or bad, right? I think it's important that this is what you're doing well, this is where we got to improve, this is what we need to see when we come back in the fall. So we do those exit meetings all week this week, turn in equipment, and then our team meeting is Friday. So there's some NCAA paperwork they have to fill out prior to leaving campus. And then, we're excited to see what our summer numbers are like.
Yeah.
Last year, it got canceled, obviously, as the world did. But we were expecting in the 60s to come back after the 4th of July.
That'd be
so
great.
If we can get that number, if we can get that number again, and get that many guys that are here, being able to work out with Coach Figner, because he's CSCS certified, he's the real deal in the weight room. Being able to have that window, to keep getting better. We've got probably, 1 or 2 guys that we're still going to, bring in at certain positions we're still looking at. But, outside of that, I'm really, really pleased with our progress as a team, our mentality, again, that effort, and just seeing, the biggest question I think with any football team, but what are we going to be when that adversity hits? That's the biggest thing that it's still just hard to know. Sure. Have we gotten over that hump yet?
Yeah.
And I think there are times you see it that they do great things. There are other times you see it and you challenge them and we're not responding the way we need to. But what we've got to continue to develop as coaches is player leadership. It's not me that's going to get you through that moment. It's got to be you guys as players. And
Everton, Gaines, and McGuffey.
McDuffie.
Yep. I say McGuffey.
Yep.
McGuffey, that's where Clutter's from.
Yep.
Jalen McDuffie. 2 of your 4 captains announced tonight. I just thought this was a great it was just great atmosphere. The parents got a chance to watch their kids play. It's been so long since we got to see Seton Hill football here at Offutt Field, and you made it a good atmosphere. You had the dance team at halftime, and I think this spring game maybe can only get bigger in the future.
Yeah, and credit to them. I mean, that's the players going out there doing, the dance team they reached out to us. They wanted to be a part of it, and I think I would love to create that environment, and where if we can do a better job of, as we're changing our culture and having retention and being able to come out in the spring and have 70 guys and do this, something I'd love to do every year, and get recruits that much more involved in that day and a lot of things. But our culture our program is only going to go as far as, you look at a college and you think it's different than high school, right? It's like parents aren't involved, and to me, that's not true. Like, the more that we can create a football family on the field, but a football family in the stands, people that support what's going on, and you're hearing positivity when you call mom and dad, you know what I mean? Like, having that entire atmosphere is really, really important for us to continue to grow and take that next step.
Anything else, Roger?
No,
I think that wraps it up pretty well.
Yeah, like I said, this was great for us. We've kind of been in baseball, softball mode right now, but this is where I think Dan and I are really comfortable.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, it was nice. It doesn't feel like spring. It feels like football weather. Right
Yeah,
now,
absolutely. Yeah. My only regret tonight, I don't think I ran around as much as I usually do.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, in one point, just in the end of my conversation tonight, I told Dan Flickinger that maybe in future spring games, I don't know how doable this is I would love to have you mic'd up as you are running around on the field.
Now, I said we wouldn't be live. Maybe we could do some editing and put it up later.
The coach has said that too, and I said I'd hate to get that phone call from my mother if that thing was live.
No,
we would never be live. It would never be live.
It would be part of a highlight package.
Yes, there we go.
We'd love it. That'd be great.
We can edit out all the other stuff. And put in all the good stuff.
Yeah.
So, Coach, thank you so much as always, and congratulations on a nice spring game today, and good luck. I guess I wrote it down. We're 180, whatever it was I said, days away from that first game against Wheeling, which we had mentioned that's going to be a nice opener for you guys, and maybe an opener for a long time to come. 118 days, that's what it is.
Should be
until that first game.
Should be a great atmosphere.
Oh, we got some wine up here now too. My goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, is this Hunter the Punter wine? Are you kidding me?
How about that?
Wow, this is great.
Wow.
Thank you.
He's a celebrity.
Your dad
Look
made
at this.
Wow.
Your dad
Thank
made
you.
It. Nice, Hunter the Punter wine.
Cabernet. You know what? It's 2018.
Oh, that means it's even better.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Hunter
Where's
the
Kelly?
Punter.
Oh, Kelly's not even here anymore.
That
I don't
is
know.
great.
She left. I'm not giving her any of the wine. Thank you, Hunter.
Wow. Thank you very much.
Wow. I've been begging you for polos, and now we get wine. Maybe I'll just take that.
I set that up for you.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I didn't, for the record.
Oh, my goodness.
No, Marcus, I don't have a corkscrew. Sorry.
Yeah, Marcus wants to dive in already. Coach, thanks again, and we'll be talking with you soon, all right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you guys
Thanks,
for coming. I've said it, every broadcast I watch, what you guys do is amazing. And I
Thanks,
think
Coach.
the growth we can take, as football is a sports entertainment, and you guys provide such an awesome product for us to be able to do that. So I really appreciate it.
Hey, we care about Seton Hill. We'll do it for Seton Hill every week.
Thank you.
We'll be here, all right? Thank you, Coach. Thank you so much. You can throw the mic down here. It's fine. There you go.
Thank you.
Mic drop. Just don't break it. All right. Coach Dan Day there. So that's going to do it for our broadcast. What a night of football here on the Westmoreland Sports Network, Roger. We want to thank – oh, thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
We want to thank Kelly Nicely, Marcus Weekland for their incredible work behind the scenes. Marcus has been running camera for us for a long time.
It was
Kelly,
nice
of course,
you to buy Kelly a bottle of wine as well.
Yes, she doesn't even need to know where that came from. I'll just say I ran into Hunter the punter and bought her wine.
Yeah.
So
out in the parking lot.
That's right. Oh, that's funny. All right. So that's going to do it for us. For those of you that are still with us here on our post-game show, we do have other Seton Hill sports on our network. As a matter of fact, we'll be broadcasting Seton Hill baseball tomorrow, and we will have Seton Hill softball either Sunday or Monday. We'll see what happens with the weather. And we encourage the parents that, if you want to get to learn a little bit more about Seton Hill, you can do so with our other broadcasts. So, again, we'd love to have you tune in for Seton Hill baseball and softball. And, of course, we have lacrosse as well. So we would love to have you tune in for those broadcasts, too. But that's going to do it for our football broadcast. Our next football broadcast will be when the Griffins open up the 2021 season against Wheeling here at home. That's September 2nd, 7 o'clock, under the lights. That's a Thursday here at Offutt Field. We will have our Griffin Game Day pregame show an hour prior to kickoff. And, of course, leading up to that, we will have our annual kickoff show in which we talk with many local high school coaches. And we also talk with Coach Dan Day. We have that every year as well in August. So we'll still have some more things cooking before we actually get to that first game of the season. But we want to thank Dan Day and all of the folks here at Offutt Field and Seton Hill University. Once again, the Gold Team gets the good meal tonight.
Yes.
They get the lobster and steak and all that good stuff. Well, maybe not quite that good, but what with hamburgers and chicken sandwiches, I think.
And Gatorade.
And Gatorade
as
instead of water.
As opposed to bologna and cheese
and
PB&J.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. All right, so Gold beats Red 9-7. We thank you so much for watching. This has been a presentation of Seton Hill University football on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Have a good night, everybody, from Greensburg, PA.